at this point is that he's kind of haunted by this past of his that has this like horrifying memory in it. And it's kind of either made him extremely superstitious of magic and people who use magic, and like he's got his own kind of view of why everybody's doing these things, or kind of the haunted. I mean, I'm speaking to both of them, but yeah, it's really kind of the core of his character. Although he's been a lot of these other things, it's just kind of like been the most hinging on his actions, at least in my opinion.
I
So
can see that. I feel like
yeah.
that. I agree. Like Haunted is probably seems more like the core of the character. But as far as how you played it last arc, I think personally, I really like Stern and Dauntless. I think
Yeah.
those are my final two. I think like that's how you really role played the character this last arc, which is what we're really voting on.
Wait, before we go any longer, is the person who's getting the traits given to them, are they allowed to chime in, or
Yeah, of
do they have to
course.
be silent?
No, you don't have to be silent. We've never
Do
done
they
it
have
that
to
way.
shut the fuck up?
You're
I can
also,
do that.
you put your own words in and also vote and talk it over with everyone. We want to hear from you. It's your character. You absolutely should be talking. I'm between Stern and
Oh my gosh,
Dauntless.
guys, I'm so sorry.
What?
Are you muted?
My kid, my son, Matt, was like yelling at me from upstairs. He pooped and like it was on his face, it was on his hands, it was on his feet. And he was like, my husband was like in the hallway with my little boy laying on the ground, and they just both looked up at me like, help!
Wow.
Oh, I had to have to help so we could clean that situation. So sorry.
We shouldn't have been making so many number 2 jokes.
Oh, he made some serious number 2. So sorry.
That's okay.
I am incredibly curious about how all that happened, but we have other things to focus on.
Yeah,
I know, me too. I didn't ask.
We're still on a ready. We've narrowed it down to Haunted, Cold-Blooded, Stern, Dauntless, or Superstitious. I personally was just saying I feel like I'm between Stern and Dauntless, because this is kind of, you're supposed to be voting on how you think the person roleplayed the character, like this, what describes their roleplay the last arc, not necessarily the character themselves. That's why my final vote I think is gonna be, I like Dauntless, but I think Stern is more apt, so I think my final vote is Stern.
I like Stern too, personally. I mean, I picked Dauntless, so I think that one is apt.
I don't know. Dauntless is kind of a cooler trait, like, to call on.
I thought he was dauntless. He just never was shaken by the turn of events. He always seemed to have a plan. That's also why I did combat tactician, because he's often like, all right, we're gonna do this and this. All right.
I almost picked that one too, actually.
I think it's just a very cool word. I like it.
Yeah, I think Dauntless is good. It's a really cool trait to call on, and something really
I vote Dauntless.
fucking scary happens to you.
It's my word.
When I went side by side on the two definitions and read them, I was like, he seems more dauntless than Stern to me.
Okay, Dauntless it is.
Cedric is dauntful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. That's we can just go ahead and vote that on right now. Let's see, Cora? No, Cedric's next.
Are you recording, by the way?
I am. Thank you for asking. Always ask. Oops, I spelled your name wrong.
I kind of prefer that spelling. I wish I'd done it that way.
Who'd I give?
I feel like I only have one really decent one for Cedric. I have 3, but Bird cursed.
Oh, sorry, we're doing Cedric. My bad.
Yeah, sorry. I said Cora first, but it's actually Cedric because we're going alphabetical.
Affable?
Affable?
I know, it was a joke.
Oath. Who are we waiting on? Cedric.
I got mine in.
Got mine up.
Oh, no, I didn't do my own.
Oh, okay. You can if you can think of any. Maybe should have made that clear. Everyone should do their own character as well.
Oh, I didn't do mine either.
That's okay. You can always try and come up with one or two on the spot while everyone else is typing theirs in. I honestly do mine always 5 minutes before the trait session, and I never look at the list. So
It's very authentic.
it's more, yeah.
Positive, academic, hesitant, bird cursed.
Okay, yeah. Let's look through them real quick. Team player, yeah. Upbeat, supportive. I like jovial a lot. I think jovial's really good. Let's see, where was I? Sorry, I clicked out a window on accident. Aura of innocence, yeah, that's a good one. Affable is really good. Fervent believer, that's interesting. Frail. Glib. Loyal. Trusting. Academic. Academic's good. Affable. Poised. Team player. What do you guys think and why?
I mean, academic seems like A, the most obvious, and B, the most actionable out of almost anything here for as far as traits go. Like, that can be applied for a lot of situations that would be very valuable.
I just don't think it's like... I think he does intelligent things and he studies his material, but I just don't see him as a super academic character, right? Like, he's not meant to be like a very scholarly wizard, even though he still studies his spells and so forth and collects grimoires. I guess that's academic, but...
I like affable a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like affable. Like, it's funny that Julie and I know that's not on the list. That's the one that I came up with, and we both came up with a random word that is the same. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think affable is
Friendly, good-natured, or easy to talk to. On the other hand, jovial means cheerful and friendly. So
I feel like good-natured is so apt.
yeah, for sure. All right, I think affable it is then.
Yeah.
hooray.
Nice.
Affable.
Mark it down as a trait, baby. And yeah, you can call on these kind of like background. They don't come up as often, but sometimes it'll be like, I'm like being so nice to this guy and he's being a dick. Like, can I just make a persuasion roll at advantage and use my affable? And it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can see the mechanical use of it. It's really cool. I like it. I think I agree with it.
It's fun because you pick up 3 or 4 of them by, the end of the campaign too. Depending on the length.
Oh, Cora's next. 1 second.
Yeah.
I didn't do my own, but I'll come up with a couple if I need to.
Sure.
Ooh, interesting.
because she failed that roll, Deep Sleeper.
She didn't even got the
So
roll.
I think that's pretty much everybody, right? Yeah, okay. So we got Early Riser, which is that from the list? I actually kind of like that for Cora.
I do too.
It is from the list, and yeah.
It's an interesting
thought-
one. Bedside Manner is also a really good one, I think. And I saw a couple people put that. We have Aura of Innocence. We have Tenacious, which I really like for Cora. I wish I would have thought of that one myself. Maternal, I put Motherly, so similar. And I also put Nurturing, Principled, and way down there I put Persevering. Andy put Practical, Deep Sleeper.
So rude.
Selfless is good. I think Folksy is an interesting one too. I like Folksy as a descriptor a lot. We got Matronly again, Overbearing, Slick, Administrative. Sorry, Cora, I didn't mean to laugh like a maniac. And Practical. They're all good. These could all describe Cora. She's
I didn't see that you had practical too. Yeah, I like folksy too. That's fun.
She's rich.
I really like how you get both Early Riser and Deep Sleeper in there.
Yeah, that's an achievement.
You have to sleep well to rise early.
So I'm seeing motherly / maternal a lot. I'm seeing bedside manner a lot. I think a lot of people connected with tenacious, or at least I really did.
Yeah, Tenacious popped out at me when I saw it.
You know what's really, if I may, I'm so sorry,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
What's really interesting to me about Cora and her relationship with the party is that they don't know Cora outside of her obligation to feeling like she had to take care of these boys.
Mhm.
So it's just interesting to me that like motherly and these things come up when really it's like if those boys were never introduced, that may not be such a strong aspect of the personality that you know her as.
Totally. And now that they're gone, we'll probably see like a completely different side, as you and I kind of discussed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, still, you know, that's the true self, but, you know, sometimes you don't know somebody's true self until a situation comes up where they are put in that position, and this just so happened to be the very first position she's put in when she's meeting all you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all too fitting as well because of her, you know,
because of her god, yes.
I mean,
well, and I also think Cora's reaction to the children was actually more normal than a lot of the others in the party. Like, I won't let the children slow me down at any cost is not a normal probably. Like, you don't feel like that like when you're taking people to soccer practice or something.
These children slow me down.
I will not step across.
Slow me down.
well, even like the sinking of the Titanic, like they tried to save women and children first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the normal. Like, women and children first is kind of the normal.
She wound up with a bunch of maniacs, is what it was.
Yeah, so I think also, looking at it from a different perspective, is she was kind of the one taking care of the kids, but I think in a normal group, like of real people, there probably would have been not so much like, fuck these kids, they're NPCs.
Yeah, it would have been shared more. Yeah, very true. Interesting. So I put the ones I kind of saw as the big ones: motherly, bedside manner, tenacious, folksy. I'm torn on what I want to vote on. Anyone want to argue any of them?
I love Tenacious.
Yeah,
Tenacious defined as
give us.
tending
But
to
I
keep
also
a firm
really like
hold of
folksy.
something.
Wait, say that again.
Keeping a firm hold of something, not readily relinquishing position, principle, or course of action, persisting in existence, not easily dispelled.
Determined as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, tenacious mixes together like practical, persevering, like all of those ones in one.
Yeah.
So it's a really good one. I do like folksy quite a bit. Let's see what the definition of folksy reads. Having characteristics of traditional cultures and customs, especially in a contrived or artificial way. Or just informal and unpretentious, which I really like.
That's more the way
Really
I meant
good.
it.
Yeah,
is
of course.
Informal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she's like, you know, putting on a show. I think this is who Cora really is.
Well, being folksy to me is not a bad thing. It means you are like part of the folk, you know, like you do fit in with local folks somewhere.
Yeah, that's a really weird definition to me. Like, I would cut off that last little sentence.
Yeah, and a contrived. Well, I can see how people use it that way for sure.
Yeah,
City
but
folk.
It's like the word quaint can mean cute, or it could be a really shitty thing to say.
yeah, I guess you're right.
The quaint.
In this situation, I guess I would just drop off the end of that.
Yeah, for sure. It's more the second definition, but I don't know. What's everybody voting for? Remember, it's based on the play of the last arc as well. I'm going Tenacious. I think the care of the children was like Cora's big thing this arc, which was really interesting, and it bordered on motherly. But I think Tenacious described how, like, her. I feel like Cora's principles
Yeah, she really
came into
didn't
play.
want to let him go.
But it was all about like her principles the whole time, and even when like y'all went in to fight the Displacer Beast, Cora had to like find a principled reason for her to be able to even do that. Like, you know.
Stupid kid got himself stabbed in the heart.
Yep. What-
Yep.
poison-
Tenacious.
Old Poison Heart.
Old poison heart should have died.
All right. It looks like Tenacious, Cora.
All right.
Your tenacity.
Which
Astounded.
brings us to Dante.
For some reason, I had more trouble getting a handle on Dante's.
So did I.
Yeah,
I think I came up with some good ones though.
we haven't seen a ton of his like backstory or like underlying character revealed yet. He's been playing it closer to the chest, but he had some interesting moments with like him and Korra. I thought, you know, kind of forming like a friendship bond, and like that to me is like what got the party kind of sewn together initially.
Oh shit, he does have a familiar face. That's a good point.
Yeah, I had 3, but I don't like my third one.
I had clever and kept going between clever and talented.
Yeah, I thought like we got the bonus, so I had other words. I feel like every word I came up with started with the letter D, but I had other ones. Like dynamic is a really good word.
Oh,
I
I
feel
like that's a good one.
Yeah, but I thought I was supposed to pick ones that like he'd get a +1 if I picked inspiring, you know. But yeah, a positive and attitude, full of energy and new ideas. I thought that was a good. That's the definition of dynamic.
That is a good one. I like that.
I'll put it on there.
I think my personal favorite, the ones I chose for Dante's improviser, 'cause I was trying to get along the idea that he thinks really quickly on his feet.
Yeah.
'Cause, he has certainly proved that more than once.
He had like some good like sharp quips and roleplay though as well. I feel like.
Thought quick to solve how to kill the mummies. Thought quick how to raise that platform. Acted pretty quick on getting those kids to crawl back down from the mountain or from the plains.
Charm
was
person.
awesome.
I have very few options as a character, so I'm just playing strengths.
Well, I think also Cedric gets a little bit too much credit, and Dante doesn't get enough for the boat thing because that charming the captain was just as important as sleeping the other one.
True. Very easy to overlook, but very, very true.
Plucky is good. Korra, I didn't see that one before.
Oh, because
Lucky
of the
or
strings.
Plucky.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Like
Having or showing determined courage and faith in the face of difficulties. Determined courage. I like that.
yeah. But also to me, Plucky says like upbeat a little bit, you know.
Yeah, like funky, like, you know.
Oh, it's synonymous with spirited, it says, which was one that I was gonna put in, but didn't.
Yes.
Plucky duck.
Plucky Duck. From Tiny Toons?
Yeah, who we all know and love.
I love Tiny Toons.
All go
Very
down
good.
the hole.
Yeah. The Tiny Toons summer vacation movie where they parody a lot of stuff, but mainly Deliverance, is so great.
They're all a little loony.
Yep. What are you guys thinking? What are favorites?
I think I'm sticking with improviser personally.
I think I'm going to say clever.
Yeah.
Just nimble can mean light in movement and action, agile, but it could also mean quick of the mind, like
Nimble-minded.
intellectually nimble. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I felt like he was nimble in his choices. That's why I picked it. I think it's good, but we usually think of like Jack B. Nimble, like action word.
Mm-hmm.
He was quick on his feet, is what I felt like.
I want to put like quick thinking, or like what's another synonym for that?
Yeah, like quick on your feet. Honestly, to me, speaks more to like mental how you react to something, even though it's a like alludes to physical action.
Definitely.
Sharp. I don't know if that's like he's quick thinking. It's hard because quick thinking or quick witted are the two words, but that's two words.
Yeah, I mean, clever kind of means that, you know.
Yeah.
Think about like the Jurassic Park. You know, when he's like clever girl, he's not saying that she was like had a good quip. He was saying that the raptor
was cunning. Yeah.
Cunning. Yeah.
What about shrewd or cunning would both possibly be good. Because shrewd also speaks to like good decision making, having or showing sharp powers of judgment, astute.
I feel like shrewd's kind of mean though too. Like you're all shrewd.
It just sounds like a mean word to use, even if it's like a positive attribute. It just does not sound nice.
Listen,
I think a serious person would be shrewd.
If someone called me a cunning, I would knock him out.
Well, one of the things on Google for shrewd is like, is shrewd positive or negative? People also
really?
ask.
I like cunning too because it says having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion, but it also means attractive or quaint, apparently. Yeah, I mean, it's a little too deceitful. Crafty.
That's good.
Crafty can be positive. I think crafty's that's more of the wheelhouse I'd be.
See, I actually think I'm going to gravitate back towards Sharp because he's also a musician.
Sharp is good. Yeah. And his instrument sharp.
I found my favorite one. I like artful. Clever or skillful, typically in a crafty or cunning way.
Artful is good.
Got it.
Ooh, that is good.
Artful dodger.
I feel like he's taken a lot of artful actions, so far. Done some artful dodger type shit.
Yeah, Artful Dante.
Artful Dante is a great name.
I have to put that one out there.
Anybody else thirding or fourthing artful?
Honestly, artful is pretty much synonymous with smart, so I can get behind artful.
Yeah, I'm on board.
All right.
A lot of that, we were working with like very like synonyms, and that's why I like the trait thing is that a lot of times it's just finding the
perfect word.
Just perfect word.
Yeah, it's kind of like a word game, which is fun. But it also gets us like talking about how everyone played and remembering the arc and stuff, which I also really like. All right, which brings us to our final Zuzu.
Where we have a
the final Zuzu.
Yeah. Zuzu, I had no shortage of words for.
Oh, for sure. I had to keep mine to 4.
Bad 5.
All right. Let's see. Manipulative, impulsive, verbose, adventurous. What's verbose?
Too impulsive.
Has a lot of words.
Yeah, has a lot.
Descriptive.
Too much to say. Loquacious. Adventurous, impulsive, audacious, world weary, all good, ambitious, glory hound. I like. Man of few words. See, it's funny because I picture him as a man of few words, but he did have a lot to say also, or a lot of defending himself to do. I guess would be.
Yeah, there's times where he got very wordy, and there's times where he's just like, nope.
Rash, secretive. I see rash on there a few times. Ambitious, resigned, bold. Mine were emotional, fickle, scarred. I really like vengeful, but I feel like that might come out more next arc. But we started seeing it a lot at the end here. I feel like a lot of the bad decisions were made based on vengeful feelings.
I picked resigned because several times, especially in the listen throughs, Zuzu talks about like, I see you want to hold on, you want to grasp onto your life. You know, he's just like,
yeah. I like adventurous and opportunistic for that reasons. By the way, Zuzu, not trying to imply that you made any mistakes because you didn't. You're just playing the character, but
yeah, that's why I think World Weary too.
Perceived mistakes by the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, World Weary is good for that. I feel that in the role play and the character a bit.
Audacious, showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold risks. and showing an impudent lack of respect. I felt like those two definitions of audacious were like, wait, Zuzu.
Actually, hearing definition
really
2, I'm gonna go with audacious. I do like vengeful, but again, I think we'll see that more later. I think audacious is good for the last arc.
Yep.
Yeah, audacious is good.
Yeah.
And there's our trait vote.
Good job, everybody. Everyone did so good. I was like listening back to the session today and just thinking like, man, this fucking group is killing it. Like everyone's just role playing so well.
Yeah, I re-listened today too. As I told you, it was there were some really good moments re-listening too. It's hard. When we started that episode, I'm like, okay, so much happened in this episode. In a way, in another way, not much happened, but there was so much uncovered because of the role play.
Yeah, I felt like it was very heavy episode.
It was,
Session.
but it was like relieving or like good. I don't know. I love those.
Yeah, by the end, the weight was lifted. You know.
I like those. It was good. Yeah, it was a fun re-listen. Anyway, good job. Let's do another arc, y'all.
Let's do it.
This arc is spelled A-R-K.
That's right. Let's do an arc city,
plan
y'all.
works. Can we pause for like 30 seconds? I want to go change my pants because I'm wearing jeans
Because you
and I don't
pooped?
want to be.
Okay.
Because I pooped and my jeans and I don't want to be wearing poo jeans.
Yeah,
Poop jeans.
we'll take it too.
Ugh.
Good old poop jeans.
Yeah, I definitely smell. But I think I'll have to shower. It was everywhere.
I'm so sorry.
Matt was like, "I didn't know what to do. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, this isn't. I've never seen it where it was like, and he's 3, so it's not like this anymore. He's not a baby. It was just like, what were you guys doing? And why didn't you have a diaper ready?
It's everywhere.
It was
How'd
on
you get
his
it on the
forehead,
walls?
and he looked like, oh my god, Mom, I messed up.
It made me laugh so hard that I coughed water up my nose and had to mute myself for a minute there. Whew. I think I need Andy to call that ambulance.
Hold on, let me find my shoes.
Oh no, where did I put them?
It's like I asked you to call the ambulance. I'm like, I know, but I like to wear my shoes.
How am I supposed to die with my shoes off?
I'm back. I got new pants and I kissed my girlfriend.
Gross. I'm just kidding.
Fucking grow up, Charlie.
I'm just kidding. It's sweet.
It is.
Oh, there's Charlie. There's your camera.
Oh, hey, nice camera.
Who's
Share
that guy?
video with the group for
Figure you guys want to watch me smoke this weed.
sure.
I'm afraid to live in a place where if I watch someone smoke weed, I'm gonna get arrested, so I'm closing my eyes.
Oh, he's not even inhaling, guys.
Oh yeah.
He's faking it.
I didn't even light it.
Yeah,
The trick.
Fake pass.
those are VR effects.
The trick is no matter what drug you put in front of me, I blow out. If it's like if it's cocaine, just blow out, and it looks like you snorted it. It works.
People love that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, note to self, never do
Make a
cocaine.
sound.
Yeah. You can just say no.
I think one of my favorite things about re-listening to recordings is picking up just how many times Charlie is lighting something up throughout. You can hear that little lighter partway
He's
through.
like, so what do you do?
I do that a lot.
That's the fun in D&D. It's just,
Yeah.
wizards smoke. It's what you do.
Yeah.
No, I would so much rather you be smoking the entire, like, massive bong rips than eating.
That's so true.
I'd rather you do either and just be having fun while listening.
I do
So
both.
you're not like,
The DM's inspired me.
Yeah.
I too will smoke.
I do both, baby.
Hey, you just stole my second character voice.
Your second character voice is Ned from South Park.
Yeah, he's gonna be a junk trader, and he's gonna come in and be like, "Oh, hey, you guys, I was looking for a lost treasure. How's it going?"
Pretty spot on.
man. That freaked me out. Right when you said spot on, I looked over and there was a lizard on the floor. And I said, "What the fuck?" Oh, okay.
Damn it, Texas.
He's a little guy. It's okay. I'll let him do his thing.
All right.
You can get a contact high though, buddy. Sorry.
Oh, change video background.
Getting fancy.
I mean, the
Oh my god.
Cyberpunk
Hey, whoa.
City.
How'd you get there? That's incredible.
This doesn't work very well. Now it's working better. Let's see what else we got. Can I go to the moon?
We have the technology.
That's not the moon.
That's
Sim
a
City.
moon. It's a
Have you
moon.
been there? Yeah.
That's a moon colony.
On the dark
Yeah,
side of the moon.
Good point.
Moonish.
I've never been to the moon.
They lit it with LEDs.
Goodbye.
Oh no, he's dead. Damn it.
Oh, watching him is even worse than if he was gonna choke and die.
Totally.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus, so mean.
Okay, no, I'm just saying I can only protect myself at this point, and I have to go on living. So
Oh.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Wow.
I'm gonna drive straight over barefoot, Charlie. Barefoot.
Thanks, buddy. He doesn't even need his shoes to save me.
I mean, if you were in
Where are my
Carlinville, I'd do
shoes?
something.
You don't want to go to Carlinville. I wouldn't make you do that even to save my life.
Thank you.
All right. So when we last left you, you were being smuggled into a ship. I don't think you actually met the ship people, or like we didn't talk about it.
No. We still have to make our goodbye with the boys, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to him the night before. We can do that in the morning though. That's fine.
Well, we can jump back to the night before. Everyone was, either camped out or, right? Didn't you guys camp here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, Soup had just done that Airbud thing with the newspaper.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this? Never mind.
So yeah, you can find the children. They're probably still sitting in the yurt. Maybe eating or something.
I don't know. Can you knock on a yurt?
No, it's a giant
No,
open canopy.
It's fine. I don't need to. Already opens up the yurt entrance. He sees the boys and says, "Hey, Dieter." He just motions for him to come over.
Yeah, he'll tell Roscoe to wait and get up and come over, looking, curious.
I got something to teach you. Come on. And I hand him like a little wooden stick, pretty much. It's like not even. It doesn't even look like a sword, but at least it's around that length.
He glances nervously back at Roscoe, who just looks, like I don't know. And then
Roscoe can come with if he wants.
he just shakes his head no, with a scared look on his face. He seems like he's scared of you.
All right, suit yourself. Come on, kid. Let's go.
All right, yeah, he'll follow you out into the night. You have this nice little kind of safe, riverbank area that the yurt is built upon.
All right. So listen, little old poison heart. I saw your form back in the cave and back in the crypt, and I gotta tell you, kid, it was sloppy as shit. I don't much care where you go next in life. But wherever you do go, I want to make sure that you can protect yourself when it matters. You hear?
He's like, yes.
So I'm going to teach you some moves. Get you some basic swordplay skills. And square up that form of yours. Ready? I'm just teaching you the basics.
Do I need to learn how to fight with a sword?
Yeah. Because when all else fails you, a good old sword at your side won't.
He pulls out a little tiny dagger, like a shiv. I mean, he's like, I'm pretty good with this.
Listen, okay, that's nice. But okay, you know what? Come at me with the knife.
He lunges forward very unexpectedly.
Yeah, and I whack him with the stick. It's got length.
He's like, oof. Ow. And he rubs his hand and looks at him. He's like, why'd you do that?
Because you'd be dead right now, because that's a fucking dagger, and this is a sword. Length wins over, just period. If your opponent has reach on you, they will kill you each and every time. That little dagger is good for backup.
He kind of like looks at it, looks at you, he nods knowingly. He tucks it back in his belt and holds a hand out, like for the stick.
Alright. Square your feet. Square up your shoulders. Posture back. Keep your sword in front of you. And whatever you do, don't look at their feet. Look at their eyes. Their eyes are going to tell you where their next move is going to be. Right? You learn to read your opponent, and they'll never get the drop on you.
He like glances nervously at your feet, and then he's like, fuck.
Yeah. If glances nervously at my feet, I'm going to hit him.
You know, he'll recoil again, like, ow, ow, fuck.
You're looking at my feet. Look at my eyes. Eyes first. You see where their eyes are going, you know where they're going to be going next. Their feet ain't going to tell you nothing.
Yeah, he tries it.
Yeah, I mean, it probably works better.
He stabs you in the gut and you die from stick poisoning.
No, stick poison. One weakness.
Poison heart has a secret.
Poison heart. Oh.
He'll practice with you for a while, you know, until you feel like he's starting to get it.
All right. There's a lot more to learn, kid. A whole lot more.
How do I learn more?
You find someone willing to teach you. And it's going to be hard asking people for help, especially when you've lived a life of independence. But people who live alone die alone, and people who seek out others to help and to support each other, those people survive. And you've got more than yourself to worry about. You hear? Got Roscoe. And when he gets old enough, hell, you can start teaching him now. But you're taking care of him. You're gonna be teaching this to him in no time at all. So wherever you go next, so long as you can protect yourself, your kin, and people you care about, you're gonna be all right. You hear me?
He nods, you know, solemnly, with a very serious look, and he kind of glances down at the jeweled scimitar or whatever that he had pulled out of the pile before. And he's like, you're going to let me keep it?
Hell, I ain't gonna take it from you. As far as I'm concerned, that's yours.
He smiles really big. And he's just like, thank you. Truly thank you.
You're gonna be okay, Poisonheart.
I'm going to keep learning.
You're gonna keep getting better. Alright. Well, tomorrow's the last time chances are we'll ever see each other again. But I hope you keep this with you, alright? Alright. Go get some sleep, kid.
Goodbye. He just like turns and goes back into the tent. Roscoe is like watching from the flap of the yurt as you guys do this out in the yard. He's been observing from afar.
I think I just kind of nod at him. I spent a little bit of time out here, and it's a nice night. It's probably not that cold. It's probably a little bit chilly, but I spent some time to myself before getting up and going to sleep.
All right, yeah. When he sees you nod at him, he'll duck back behind the flap a little, but keep watching. All right, so let's fast forward back to the morning, back to where we were before.
I need to level up quickly. I can just do it.
Yeah, go ahead. You want me to? There you go. Nice. Damn.
This is some damn fine rolls.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking good.
About time.
You can roll your int and wisdom again?
Or wisdom, right?
Yeah, int or wisdom.
Wisdom and strength certainly went up.
Yeah, I'm guessing your con went up too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, it sure did.
Roll that int again. I'm assuming you're gonna roll your int again, right? Oh, damn it. You haven't rolled well on your int, I feel like, on your level ups.
He leveled up his intelligence once, though, right?
Oh,
He did that, right?
Did he?
Yeah, I think I got it once. My first level. It's at 15. I think it started at 14.
Okay. Are you level 3 now?
I am level 3.
Nice. All right. And I guess you get more HP too, right? HP.
And he should be able to memorize. No, he's only level 3.
Keeping it Cedric.
Keeping it Cedric with the 1.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Very good.
Affable, so roll that again. No.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, fast forward to the next morning. You say goodbye to Soup. That's where one of the things we kind of did at the end. You make your way to the boat, and the kids are already waiting there with their little hobo bindles, waiting for you guys. And multiple boats are pulled up. It's like a busy morning. The dock here is always kind of busy with boats, sailors stopping by for breakfast, etc., etc. But the kids, they stand there smiling, waiting for you at the dock. As you...
So I'm gonna walk over to Dante and ask if he has the cap, the little sleeping cap.
Oh, yeah, we should still have it. It's somewhere here, and he starts digging through his bag and pulls out the magical sleeping cap.
What is
And
it?
so I'm gonna.
You gave us a loot item. It was a magical sleeping cap that allows the wearer to have sweet dreams.
I did?
True. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I
it was part
remember.
of
I
the
do
loot
remember
rolls.
that.
Yeah.
Was it just rolled? I didn't say it.
Yeah, you just randomly rolled it.
I'm fine with that. Let's go.
You also need one of
So
those
I'm
gold
gonna-
candle saucers.
I'm gonna take it from him and say, I guess I owe you again now, and so I'm gonna just kind of with that walk over to Dieter. And what's the little kid's name? Sorry, I always forget the little kid's name.
Roscoe Lee Brown.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna hand the little sleeping cap to the little kid. And I'm gonna tell Dieter, make sure your brother wears that, and if you're ever having a hard time, just wear that for a night, and the next morning might be a little better. I'm just gonna wander off.
Roscoe puts it on. He takes it and puts it on his little head.
Perfect.
You head to the boat and climb in. There's, a couple sailors waiting for you. You guys are on some lesser Goldborn families, or Goldborn company's boat.
Dante will walk up to the two kids after Zuzu, kind of ruffle Roscoe's head with the hat on it. Looks cute on you, but you two remember the last time we met y'all. You got in trouble for stealing. Don't go around putting your hands into things unless you can get away with them. Okay? Be safe. And he'll kind of nudge Deer on the shoulder and then go climb in the boat after him. After Zuzu.
All right.
Well, Cora obviously will go up to the boys. She will hug them both. But obviously, it's she's not going to hug first. She's going to hold out her arms and then let them come to her. And then she just takes a big breath in, kind of making a memory as she's hugging them, and then lets them go. And she just gives a wink to the little guy, and Dieter, she pulls out her vial of blood, that her religious symbol, and she, may I and wants to mark his head one more time, like she did before when she protected him the last time.
He just like nods.
Yeah, so she puts the 3 lines on his forehead, 3 vertical lines on his forehead, and she just says, "It is so, and so it is." And she just gives him a little squeeze and then bids them adieu.
Dieter will be like, like, Cora, like, wait before you go. And he is going to pull something out of his backpack.
A gun!
It's a gun! It's a gun! No,
He's got a gun!
It's a bomb. He pulls like a little golden, very delicate golden like circlet with a chain clasp in the back, like that you would wear on your forehead. And he's like, "It was my mother's." He's like, "I didn't ever have the heart to tell you, but our mother is dead."
Oh, Lord. You could tell me it was all about you the whole time. It was never about me. Thank you. I'll wear it and I'll remember her.
And he's just like, "We'll remember you. Be safe." And he like, puts his hand proudly on the hilt of his sword and like puffs his chest out.
Oh, she thinks it's cute. Love it.
Trying to look
Goodbye, young man.
a little
Take care
heroic.
of yourself. Sorry, Charlie.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Take care of yourself. And take care of your little brother, little Roscoe. And if we can ever do anything for you, just get word out to the Bone Legion. I think we're making quite a name for ourselves.
He's like, "We'll find the Bone Legion again one day."
Yes, that'll be quite nice. Well, good luck. Be safe. I'm honored to have traveled with you, young men.
They just nod. I think you see Lyra come out, and she kind of like comes up to the boys, and she's like, "Your boat is here too, over this way." She starts like leading them to one of the other boats, and they just kind of watch you over their shoulders as she leads them away, and you guys step up onto the ship that you're in, and underneath the boards of the ship into the smuggling compartment.
And yeah, Zuzu's gonna like raucously call out as we kind of kick off to Lyra and be like, "Thanks, Lyra. Take care, Soup."
She waves and she's like, "I will." Awa's like, "I'm sorry." As the ship got like parts, from the dock, and she's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I was with us.
Yeah, and with that, you set off, smuggled downriver, finally free of all your NPCs except for Awa.
And we can give or take Awa. He's expendable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love our
Awesome.
I'd say that like once we're like 20 minutes down the road, you see Dante digging in the bag, and he looks up and he goes, "Has anyone seen that jeweled scimitar that we found? I was going to use that, and I can't seem to locate it. Why don't you grab it?"
If you really wanted it, you could have taken it from him, by the way. I'm fine with that.
No, I actually like where the story took it. I think it's really fucking funny and sweet.
A scimitar is the one with the curve in it, right?
Yeah, it was the one we found in the tomb. It was all those jewels on it. It was kind of gaudy, but it kind of works for me.
Well, last I saw, old Poisonart had it in his possession.
Wait, you mean that little rat took it? Oh my god. Oh well.
I mean, he did grab it first. Like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but he's a child. What's he gonna do with that?
Use it to
He
kill
knows
someone.
how to use it.
You'd be surprised.
We'll get you another sword, Dante. A
That's
bigger one
fine.
if you want.
With
still
more
got
jewels on
Ramona.
it.
It's okay. It's okay. I've still got Ramona and Jorge, Hector.
And who are they?
Never mind. Never mind.
Okay, well, I mean, now I'm curious.
So I've named my dagger and my bow, and the my instrument, but yeah.
Oh shoot, Dante, I do that too.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, well, my flail. It's Jolene.
Beautiful name. I love it.
I imagine y'all are having this conversation in like the dark, like under compartment of a boat. You know, it's just like sitting on fishing nets. It smells like wet and seaweed, and you know, you're just like huddled around a little lantern. And so you'll be for, let's see, the next like day and a half or day? Let me check. Yeah, about a day. So
So I guess
you'll get there at night.
then I'm gonna kind of, with everybody huddled around, take a look around at everybody, and I'm gonna look over at Dante, and I'm gonna say, Dante,
Yes.
what's the tabulation between you and I?
Come again?
What do I owe you, my friend?
I don't really believe you owe me anything. I
Well-
didn't know we were supposed to be keeping tabs on each other.
I know I owe you something. It at the very least I owe you something, and already seems to be wearing the armor I owe him, and Cora and Cedric I will find a way to repay, but I feel like I've dragged us all into a rather smelly situation, and you especially will probably be hounded by my actions, so I
Zuzu,
figure I
it's-
owe you something.
It's fine. I make you a deal. You help me get back to Ark City so I can check in on Lyrandil, and we'll call it even.
I stick out my hand just like immediately.
Dante grabs it and shakes it. He's got a very weak grip compared to Zuzu.
Yeah, and Zuzu is just like unaware of how like vigorous he's shaking, you know, and but doesn't carry on very long. Just yeah. And then he looks over at the rest of me, says, "You know, I owe you all a favor as well, so cash it in whenever you feel it necessary." As you can see, I'd even be willing to jump in front of you in combat, so just call out. Yes. And I'll just kind of go back to being quiet.
Zuzu, you don't owe us anything. We're a team. We succeed and we fail together. But I do appreciate the sentiment all the same, but we all
I'm
made
sure
our
you'll
own
be able to
choices.
cash in the favor, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be big, Cedric.
That's not how I view friendship, Zuzu. It's not transactional. You'll do something for me, I'll do something for you. If it's a good friendship, it'll all come out in the wash.
Surely.
I'm actually glad you said something because I'd really like to figure out, you know, I don't know about y'all, but you know, this is working. What we're doing, I mean, whether we wanted to be in some of those situations or not, but I mean, when we got together, whether it was, you know, in that awful place or on that boat or in the dungeon down there, you know, we shine when we're all doing our thing, and I feel like I'd like to keep that going.
I'm mighty inclined to agree with you. The question is, where does that go next?
So you see Zuzu's eyes just light up like he can't wait to like say something, but he's trying to hold himself back just like listening to y'all.
I mean, I myself have a suggestion.
By all means.
I was thinking we'd leave Tridia behind.
Oh, good gracious.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing tying me here, and I don't know about the rest of y'all. I'm thinking that so long as we're in Tridia, we have bounties on our heads. Best way to get clear of that is to go far beyond where they can reach us. And I was thinking, if y'all are the adventuring sort, I say we strike out over the ocean.
I was like, I know people at the port in Belsur. My father was an important Goldborn lord until they killed him.
Okay.
That's a mighty big decision to make, so I understand if we ain't inclined to go that direction, but y'all ain't ever wondered what out there? Beyond this continent, what waits on the other end of the water? Could be pioneers. Make names for ourselves. Far beyond where anyone could touch us again.
It does have its appeal. He makes an interesting argument.
It ain't gonna be easy. God no it ain't, cause I ain't fucking know what is beyond those shores.
So you're suggesting we become sailors?
I'm suggesting we become pioneers.
He's suggesting we become pirates.
No, walk it back. Pioneers, not quite the same thing.
Pioneer has a much nicer tone to it. It's got a good ring, you know, like, oh, here are the pioneers of Fort Tree Stump.
Fort Boner.
That
Yeah,
does have a
Bone
good
Legion,
ring.
right?
Oh, yes.
I hate to put a damper on your plan. I don't think it's a bad plan, Areti. But you're going down a path I can't follow. I have a family here. I know I don't talk about them much. It's a difficult situation. But I still hold hope that I can free them from the mess I put them in. And, well, I
All right.
understand why you'd want to escape and go to a different continent. I can't fault you, but I don't know if I can go with you.
All right. Then
I'm
we go
gonna
get him.
kind of like grab Cedric's shoulder and nod along with him.
Wait.
I'm hoping that we can get a better future for all of us. And if that future is only attainable by getting those we love along with us for the ride, then I'm on board for that.
I wouldn't even have dreamed to ask you. That's where I started. Studying this magic it's a long story, but this is what I have to do if I were ever to leave, would be to bring them with me, or at least give them a chance to see the light. I'm the reason they're in the cult. I'm the reason their lives are the way they are. I brought them in. I was a zealot.
Cedric, where is your family?
Well, it's a very small commune. I'm not sure it's somewhere you'd be familiar with.
Well, it's not important whose fault it is. You don't have to talk about whose fault things are. You know, it's just something that happened to them, and you're doing your best to make it right. So, and maybe we do have a future somewhere else far away, and we're just growing our foundation stronger with more people who, come from the same plants that we all do, the same tree, the same plot of land. They're your family, so they must be like you, and well, we all like having you around, I think. So maybe we find him. I mean, I'm sure we've got business to take care of here, but there's not a timeline on when we have to go. If we have things we need to do here, I think I'd like to do them and see where that takes us.
Mighty agree with that. This plan ain't need to be an immediate one. But what we need right now is direction to go. And right now, that's as straightforward a direction as I can even think of.
Well,
So,
I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna kind of like excitedly speak up and be like, okay, so I know this is gonna sound a little crazy, but I'm from a group of desert explorers. I mean, we can go deep into the desert and get away from all sorts of people, whether it's the law or anybody chasing us. And we can try and find and search out a new place for all of us. I mean, I know there's more oasis in the desert waiting to be discovered, and I know that there's more places like my home that had, like, the Gardenia has a deep cavern that runs and has rivers running into it and running out of it. And I know there's more of those scattered throughout the desert. So we can try and find a piece of land out in the desert and cultivate it for ourselves. Or we can try and find some ancient ruins out in the desert, because I know I've found my fair share. And try and make a life out in the desert. Or we can just try and strike it rich and go across the ocean or free our families or do whatever. I'm not really a 9-to-5er. I don't know how else to put it, I guess. A day jobber. I don't do well just signing up. I need to be able to risk something and get some reward out of it. And since we were doing so well and I felt so confident with you all behind me, I feel like if I got another shot at another ruins, without anybody getting in our ways, we could make it rich.
And I'll tell you the truth right now, I ain't near half as bothered by that thought as was before. We ain't taking a lot of people to take care of anymore. It's just us.
we've got Awa.
He smiles.
Awa can take care of himself.
Well, I was going to say that for now, I believe we paid Lyra to have us smuggled into Ark City. So that seems like a good place to start. You know, we could get supplies.
Supplies is what we fucking need. We're running on empty and have been for a while.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree. And we could also join a caravan that's making its way into the desert. And we could make our way to the Cat's Oasis or the Cat's Eye. I have plenty of friends there.
I think there may be a solution that takes into account all of our needs. I think this name we've made for ourselves, the Bone Legion. You heard Miro. Everyone's heard of us. We're more than ourselves now. We're a symbol. And we can stand up against tyranny and do what's right, which is important to me. But we'll also make a lot of money, and we'll gain a lot of fame. And in the meantime, we'll do a lot of good things. And we can help my family, and we can help other families. If we travel together like well, in my village, we had marshals. And the Bone Legion could be like marshals. We make sure what needs done gets done.
We should keep a check on how inflated we let ourselves get regarding that. As much as a symbol as we might be perceived as, we are also as equally perceived as a threat and a target.
We're only seen as a threat or a target to those who are wishing to do harm on the world and go against what is right and what is good. Cedric, I've just been thinking, you're right. We are this name, the Bone Legion. I've just been thinking a lot about it, and there's just something my daddy used to say when I was growing up. He's still talking to me and still teaching me things. He's been gone so long. His words just can't get them out of my head. And well, he used to say that, if you put your faith in your foundation, then you'll be strong. And our foundation is grown by the bonds that we all make together and strengthening those bonds. And where I'm from, when something has a strong foundation, you say it has good bones. And well, I just can't help but think that's not a coincidence. We're the Bone Legion, and it just means too much.
So Zuzu's gonna grab them all up in his arms, and he's gonna be like, "They want to be part of my Bone Legion. They want to be part of my Bone Legion." And he's like, "I'm the Necromancer King." No, just kidding. Sorry.
So we're in it. Y'all want to stick together. Now listen, that means that, when you're a family, as we are a legion, sometimes compromise and sacrifice has to be made in order to do what's best for the greater good. And we all have to be willing to do that.
I agree. Stronger together.
Zuzu's gonna look over at Cora and say, "Y'all don't need to stay out of my way anymore. Just tell me when to jump in. How about that?"
Well, that sounds fine to me. And she gives you a big old smile. And I also, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you when to do it, though. So somebody just give Zuzu a sign.
No, Cora, just don't react too late. That's all.
Well, I'm not going to be looking out. Y'all, you're all grown. I don't have to worry about looking out for y'all like I did. I mean, I'm really hoping to be able to be on top of it now that it's just grown folks here.
Cora, don't think too much about it. I like to fight.
Well, so do I, to be honest, but...
Okay, then I guess we can be side by side.
Cute.
So
I'll be back. Sorry, Charlie.
that's all right. So I think that's what we'll fade to black there. That's a nice moment. I think although we fade to black, you all noticed that Awa, after he gave you that big smile, he was like kind of weirdly silent, like staring off 1,000 miles, into space kind of thing for the rest of your conversation. Something about it was hitting him in some way, but you're not sure what was happening internally. But eventually some of you doze off. I think you're in here for a long time, and pretty soon the men on the ship above wake you up, pulling the the hidden hatch open and pulling all the cargo and stuff and throwing it on the shore. And they tell you it's late now, things are clear. We're the only ship here.
It'd be nice to stretch our legs.
Cora's still sleeping. Someone will have to wake her up.
Yeah, Zuzu will shake her.
Thanks.
Yeah, so they pull you guys out of the hatch up onto the deck, and you can see that the ship is docked, not at a dock, but just pulled up into the sand, where the river kind of flows past a big stand of trees, basically like a big patch of jungle along the banks. And then you can see further down the river, you can see the cliffs protruding out of the jungle. This is where the river starts to get very cliffy. But you're kind of pulled up. There's a little outpost here where the boat is pulled up, right at the edge of the jungle. It's all sand floor. The ground is all just fine white yellow sand at this outpost, and dark palm trees loom behind it in the night, and you can just hear the sounds of the bugs, the jungle. It's almost like a dull scream for those of you that live in places where you can hear locusts at night. You know what I'm talking about.
Or cicadas.
Yeah. But yeah, little outpost. There's some torches, some tents, maybe like one little kind of like adobe flat type building, and like a big outdoor fire going with like a couple what look like merchants possibly standing around it, and then the sailors, you know, just unloading the cargo of the ship.
Where are we again? Just outpost, not at Arc City. Arc City's more of a march.
Yep. It's I think, you know, one of the sailors that pulls you out will be like, this is as far as our pay takes you. You have to march through the jungle along the trade road.
How long would you reckon it takes on foot to get to Arc City?
One day, if you run.
So 2 days if we walk.
Yeah, we're not running.
Oh shit, I accidentally just quit.
No.
All right, roll as much as you want, you guys. Just roll.
That's not how it works.
Stockpile those 20s quick.
Get the bad ones out.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is what you see. You see an outpost. There's a fire. Looks like a merchant with a cart set up next to the big kind of communal fire outside of the little adobe flat building. There's some like tents and stuff, and mostly just the sailors of the ship you're on unloading. The place seems pretty empty because you're here at like, I would say 11 p.m. or so now.
Is the merchant actually at his stall?
There's like 2 merchants who are like hanging out and drinking in front of a cart.
Dante would walk over to him. Evening, gentlemen. We need to get some wares off of you, it sounds like.
You know, one of them's like, well, I already packed up, but I have a few things I could pull out, I suppose.
It'd be very helpful, because if we're gonna hike through the jungle, we're gonna need supply, like, rations and weapons and anything really. Light.
I think Cora would like to like walk up and like slap Dante on the side and like hopefully use my folksy trait to try and get these guys to like us and feel comfortable around us and like, well, you didn't tell me you were coming over here to see what's going on. What you got?
They look a little more upbeat and they're like, yeah, okay. He's like, Clovis, unload the other side. And they start like pulling a bunch of things out, you know, big rolls of canvas, rolling them out. They have swords and, you know, sacks of things, you know, all tucked inside. And they, you know, show you a pretty big spread. Like their cart kind of folds out so they can scroll some of the things, you know, lay some of the things out for you to look at.
Well, you boys are real efficient. You're just, couldn't believe all this.
Let me roll here.
Bam.
Oh yeah, we need backpacks, don't we? Do we have I don't have backpacks.
I have a denim purse.
You have a denim purse. I need a backpack to carry this stuff in.
I'm sure most of the stuff is in limited supply. I'm gonna say there's only 2 torch bundles. We'll say 1 jug of oil, especially because it's super high priced. We'll say 3 torch bundles because it's fairly low priced. Yeah, I'm gonna say 1 jug of oil. And I don't think they're limited on rations or anything else.
I don't know what I don't above table. Like I have light in my spell book. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but like I have that spell. So
it's definitely still important to have torch as a backup because
Sure.
because one way or another, light is going to get forgotten almost certainly.
Yeah, and I also didn't want to just like I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're fine.
good that you do.
Okay.
Light's going to be invaluable.
So y'all can just type in, whatever you're buying. While you shop for a second, I'm gonna use the restroom.
I already have garlic and herbs.
UD8. Shield, helmet. Trying to see here. What am I looking for? small tin iron wax, rations, 2-foot pole, jug of oil. Hmm. I just always assumed backpack was implied because you can carry up to your half your strength, is it, or is it your strength?
I think you carry up to your strength.
Yeah.
I just don't think I have a backpack, and I think it's just, even if it doesn't mechanically make a difference, I mean, it makes sense to me.
What's it look like? Is it one of those cool, like, one-shoulder backpacks?
I was thinking more like Dora the Explorer.
Love that.
Yeah. Hey, it's probably a one-shoulder backpack. Backpack. Yeah, it's probably a one. It probably looks so cool. Looks dope. Very, very cool.
That's why I said it's one of those one-shoulder Johns. Sling. So I roll for, so this, I'm buying this chalk. So I roll one, like, UD6 to see how much I get.
No, you get a UD6. And then if you roll a 1 or a 2, it goes to a UD4.
Awesome. Okay, that's what I thought, but then I saw the roll for the bow and arrows, so.
Now I gotta double check, because some people bought some of this stuff. And also I gotta make sure I have enough money.
Do you want something that...
Oh, we should get garlic and herbs too.
I have it. I got you.
Oh yeah, but like for more, because like you've got that, but like if we can get 2 garlic and herbs,
We could make aioli.
aioli. See, you're thinking my language.
Yeah, if it's there, we should buy it. It's a good item.
Awesome.
Also, I forgot. Did Charlie say if we're limited on rations?
No, he said there was plenty of rations.
Dope.
Yep, no limit on rations.
And he said 1 jug of oil?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so someone else already bought that. Wait, did someone else already buy that? No, never mind. I've got that then.
Yep.
Cool.
While we're shopping, Dante's looking at all this stuff with a kind of a sad face. He's like, do you have anything prettier? You know, bejeweled weapons or shiny weapons or, I don't know, anything nicer than a bow and arrow?
Got coin?
Might have some coin I could spare.
He's like, I do got this one little guy. And he like reaches under his cloak. And he pulls out. Oops, one sec.
Pulls out a small tent.
Uh-huh. A halberd. No, I'm just kidding. The first thing I rolled actually was an incredibly light silver chain shirt. So I think that's what he like pulls his cloak up and he shows you that he's wearing this like incredible looking shimmering chain shirt beneath his shirt.
Ooh, that is pretty.
Oh man.
Anything special about it, or is it just very pretty?
No. This was found in a ruin somewhere way out in Korra.
What?
Oh.
Extra light, but extra strong. Nigh unbreakable.
Willing-
Nigh unbreakable.
Sounds like
would you
Cora
be
to
willing
me.
to part with it?
Yeah. Or a pretty shim.
Come on, what are we talking here? Give me a number.
200.
Oh, my. I mean, wouldn't you give a man who was robbed earlier today? That's discounts. I mean, you obviously don't know me, but we're on a hard beaten path here. Yeah, I saw my friend murdered. I was robbed by a child. Our dog ran away. I'm just so sad. Laying it on thick, by the way.
Okay. I guess you can roll to barter.
I also got extra rations that I'm giving to Awa. Because I think, did everyone else already get their own portion of rations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Awa is the only one who has not gotten rations, so I'll give ED8 to him.
All right.
What do you want me to roll for this?
Just like a charisma.
Would this be considered telling stories or being charming?
I don't know.
That's fine. Normal. A 12.
Nice. I'll say he'll take, I don't know, not much off probably. Like 30.
Hmm. Too rich for my blood, friend, but keep it safe. Keep it polished. It truly is a beauty.
He's like, I know.
And that's when
How much was
Dante
it
gives
total?
Awa the sign.
Oh, can Cora be like, oh, come on now. Can't you do any better? And like
Well,
kind of
how much was it?
flashes
How
her.
much was it?
200.
200.
But he came down 30, so 180.
Yeah,
180
180 now.
Or 170, rather. I'm bad at math, sorry.
I mean, I have 70 here.
No, Zuzu. Keep your money. I'll be fine. I was just curious, you know?
Well,
Just-
He didn't give us his final price yet. I mean, the friend price. And she like bats her eyelashes at him and like gives him a little hip check.
I feel like, I mean, you guys already did one persuasion check on him.
Yeah.
You're not going to push him any further.
Well, even if she can't roll for it, she's still like trying to get you there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at Dante and say, hey, protecting one more of our members of the Bone Legion with a armor that seems like it could last a good while seems like a good deal right now. Me.
I mean, maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Cedric could wear such a thing. It might crush his poor spine.
What about me?
The guy's like,
Well, this man.
no, that's the thing. It's incredibly lightweight. Like,
Well, Cedric, this man has a very, very nice armored shirt that might be great for you. I can't afford it, sadly. I don't have that much coin, but I don't know. Maybe you do.
I don't. But I've got new tricks up my sleeve that should keep me protected. And it's free, relatively.
Okay, well, you know. I guess
Yeah.
I'm just window shopping. Have a good night, sirs.
Speaking of protected, I'm gonna pull out that helmet that I purchased. I'm gonna hand it over to Cedric. That's gonna keep your skull inside of your ears.
Oh, no, no thank you.
No, I'm saying wear this because of all the fancy magic armor you get in the world won't protect you once that runs out. This adds a little bit of extra. Fucking wear the helmet.
I don't think he can.
Can't. I'm gonna look
I mean,
over
I was
it.
able to. I was able to. Last time. Is that if that's a rule change, then no worries.
I just thought that was how the character said. I don't know. We'll see what.
I don't know.
Let me check.
I'm working
Like
off of
too
how.
big.
I'm working off of how Nazwald was allowed to wear helmets. If that is different, do not worry about it.
Let's see. Usable weapons and armor: cloth, one-handed sword, staff, dagger. Doesn't say helmets, so I'm gonna say no.
Okie dokie.
Because cleric specifically says all helmets.
Oh, okay, then I'll hand it over to Cora. Alright, well, never mind. He can't wear that. You can. Do you have a helmet already? I can't tell.
Well, no, I don't have a helmet on right now.
Alright, wear this.
Well, so I want to know, can I wear that circlet at the same time?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want it to cover, I don't know. I don't want it to cover any of my face.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like a Roman style. Like, it's pretty open, except for, like, maybe just on your jaw a little bit.
That's cool. Accentuates the cheekbones.
Oh, you're gonna have horrible
Alright,
helmet
good.
hair.
And for anyone who needs it, I got us extra cloth armor just in case we run low at whatever we're wearing kind of, bites the dust along the way.
Good thinking.
Oh, good. I got a new hat as well. My last one was demolished in the boat battle, if you'll recall.
Yeah, that'll happen. And Cora, you're good at like garlic and herbs and stuff, right? Would you be able to make use of this? Hold up the garlic and herbs I bought.
Well, I mean, y'all like that ranch I made back in the...
The ranch is fucking good. If you can make more of that, like I'm anything to make supplies last any longer.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, and also thank you for the helmet. What do I do?
You wear it.
Oh, I meant to say that I meant to say that out of game.
Oh, okay.
What do I do? I didn't realize I was still talking like Cora. What do I put it on somewhere? My head, right?
I just write it in my inventory, and I put my armor die up like
Okay, cool.
one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's AV1, so
Oops.
it breaks. It's broken permanently.
Thank you.
Yeah, that thing. You wear it. That was
Speaking
funny.
of the ranch, does anyone else get the weird urge to drink it next time? Like, I feel like we would just make it really good, like soup almost on its own.
Chug the ranch.
Who was that?
Soup?
The merchant.
Oh,
All right, so you guys finished shopping. What do you want to do next? It's late. It's like 11 or so p.m., but you also know that in the morning, a bunch of merchants and people and travelers are going to start showing up because this is like this little outpost here is basically a common trade road into Ark City. But you also have dark jungle ahead if you decide to travel now.
I say we rest for the night here. Get up in the morning, make some tracks.
I agree. I'm having a hard time remembering how to, smooth people over.
We'll get back in it. I can take first watch for us.
yes, I have a particular spell I need to study tonight.
So Cedric and Reddy are gonna do first watch, and I can take second with somebody if you'd like.
I'll join you, Dante.
I wouldn't mind taking a little extra time to pray myself. And she kind of like goes over by Cedric to be like, you get it.
My question is, where are you guys going to go stay? I think maybe the merchants would point out, like, there's kind of a block of small tents in one part of this little outpost. And, they'd be like, they do, rent tents over there. If that's what you want. Otherwise, you can leave to the outskirts and probably just pitch your own tents, but...
I think we only have one tent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a tent, so...
Well, that I assume that was the only tent. Was it?
We could just stay in one of these tents too. I mean, pretty far
why
away.
not? More people around in case shit gets weird.
Yeah. I will warn y'all. I only got 7 coins to my name now, so hopefully it's not too expensive.
I have 4.
Oh, hey, excellent. We're both poor.
I think the
I'll
tent...
make sure y'all are taken care of.
Yeah, the tents are like 2 silver each.
Alright, did you not get your share?
Of what?
of the gold. I don't think that's right. I saw what you bought. You're missing.
I bought a lot.
There's 20 gold. I think you're missing, or thereabouts.
No?
But I don't think Already got his share. Did you buy? Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I bought stuff back at the back up from Ladder. Just got some more supplies from the road. Sure didn't have everything I was looking for, but you know, spent a bit. That ain't no thing.
Oh yeah, I know. I just wanted to make sure you got your share.
I'm all good.
So, you know, I have heard there are ways for broke people to make money in places like this. I think they call them.
I'm not
ditch
gonna whore
lizards.
myself out.
Fair enough.
All right, so you guys pay for your tents, 2 silver each. Who's ponying up?
Oh, I'll just take care of everybody's.
Okay.
Aw.
Oh, shucks.
Now we owe her another favor. No.
Little 10 silver pieces for everybody to have their own little private, you know, kind of circular mini yurt style tent. In a big block, you know, there's just like lines and lines of tents. You can hear other people snoring and farting as you walk out to your tents. Amongst all the other tents. And each of you settle into your own little private tent and go to bed. Or study or whatever you do in your tent.
We just want to get up early tomorrow and get out of here before anybody starts showing up if we can.
Yeah, beat the morning rush.
Yeah. Are we just gonna head out? I want to cast a spell before we head out. A ritual spell.
Yeah, we'll cut to the morning in a second. Is that when you want to do it, in the morning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you're trying to cast armor on yourself?
No, not this time.
Oh, really?
I'm casting something else.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. So you do what you guys do to, yeah, you know, memorize your stuff, study, get ready for the next day, go to sleep. And I think you're awoken the next morning to a voice outside the tents. To some of you, it's a very familiar voice. It's an older gentleman, and he's saying, which one was it? Which tent? And you can hear some scuffling and ruffling and a bit of shouting. And then maybe like the sounds of, you know, a physical altercation, some grunting between a few men, and then he says, no, that's not him. Next one. And then another tent being caved in. And Cora, it takes you a minute, I think, as you like come to like tune into that voice, and I think you realize that it's Didymus, Inspector Didymus of the Merchant Police.
Oh, well,
And
shit.
they're collapsing people's tents one by one, but like 3 rows over.
Okay, so can she see? She just hears the voice, but she's by herself, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're all in like a cluster. Your tents are all next to each other.
She's gonna try and like get like, hey, y'all, we gotta get beat feet here. We gotta get going. We don't want anything to do with that. He's from Sarkhan. Bad news. Crooked as all get out.
Who the fuck was keeping watch?
Then you guys kind of hear the distant shouting and another tent collapse.
We can worry about that
about
later. Let's go.
Dante slaps Awa and just grabs him and starts running with everyone.
Oh, well, you bastard, you did this to us.
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys still wanted to do watches even though you were in like a public campsite. My bad.
Oh, yeah, no, like, honestly, like, this is like public, quote unquote, but I was like, we still need watches for sure.
I mean, if you're sitting outside your tent, they're going to immediately see you. You know what I mean? And like, ID you.
Yeah, we're luckier this way, actually. I was fine with all of us sleeping too. I thought it was fine.
And I took the first watch. I can't control whoever takes second watch, so that's fine by me.
Who was supposed to have taken second?
Dante
I
and
mean,
Zuzu.
I was, but I wasn't gonna when we were in the campsite.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think
Like I said, if you're sitting outside your tent and like just a grid of other small tents. They're just gonna see you sitting there, as soon as they walk up to the campsite area.
Standing there like a prairie dog, just looking over tents.
Yeah, exactly. So
sneak out of there.
Yeah, you guys gonna sneak out the backs of your tents and just break for the jungle, or?
Yeah, I think so. The tree line.
Yeah, try to lose them in the thick of it.
I think Dante's just following Cora.
All right, I feel like Cora sneaks at the back of her tent, like between the, I feel like there's a kind of a little alley between the tents and the tents behind you, right? Like the backs of the tents are butted up close to each other with like a 2-foot gutter between them that you guys can kind of like crawl down.
And she is going. I mean, she is hoofing it. Like, we're getting out of here.
I think we need to see a stealth check from everybody, a dexterity check.
That's my strength, baby. It's not. It's my dexterity. God, that was a good joke.
You're hilarious.
Thanks. I know.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. Yes.
Which means Cedric still, and me.
This is gonna be a fight.
I'm throwing this with advantage because of moving silently and unseen.
Okay. Nope.
12 versus 12.
Wow, you guys rolled really bad.
Real bad.
Stealthy Cedric.
I mean, I feel like it's probably just because you're more running than hiding, essentially. As soon as you kind of like break free from your tents. And they see you and they start shouting. You see Didymus has like 4 or 5 merchant police with him, and a few more further away, like way over on the banks of the river by a boat. But the 5 that he's with start chasing you. And he's like, "Get them! Take them to me!"
I think I'm gonna be trailing at the back, so if they're gonna converge on us, I'm gonna be among the first.
Yeah, and I'm with him.
I think Cedric is going to cast a couple of spells right in a row. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first one he cast is the familiar shield spell where the roots come up, but he kind of focuses it through its staff. So before it was just kind of like roots over his body, but this is almost like wooden articulated armor because he has so much more finesse with the staff's ability to control plants. It's like looks much more like just like wooden armor. It's noticeably more like complex,
nice,
and, ornamented. And then he also is like multiplo, and Cedric kind of like pops out of Cedric, and then another one. Actually, I gotta roll for it, but Cedric start appearing out of Cedric.
Nice. You doing a mirror image?
Yep.
Love it.
Oh, there's a lot of Cedric.
Oh, that's good.
6 of them? Damn, nice.
So it's just like they're like in a single file line, all of a sudden, just like running, doing exactly what I do.
Oh, no, so it says 1d4 duplicates of the caster.
Oh, my bad, of course. God.
Son of a gun. That does sound more reasonable.
I think it's D6 in Pathfinder, which is probably really.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I throw rock.
Nice, hell yeah, dude, good job. So there's 5 of you, regardless. Nice, that's great, man. And you guys all start just running. And yeah, I think they're gonna start taking missile shots at you as you run.
Okay, I would like to do. Are we in combat or not?
I think we're gonna do more like a chase, but we'll do it with some initiative to see how it goes.
Because I could also cast a spell if we're just casting spells.
Yeah, I'll let everybody kind of do one thing
Cool.
or 2 things as you run. I'm gonna assume that Cedric was casting his armor as you guys were like scurrying down the alley almost. And then as you like break free and start running towards the tree line, he casts his mirror image. What's everybody else doing as you run? Are you doing anything else to obfuscate? Because they are cocking rifles in your direction.
I think if there's any of my allies in front of me, I think I'm placing myself between any of the allies and the missiles coming at them. So at least it's going to be a lot harder to hit the people in front of me.
Okay.
Dante's just running.
All right, let's roll an initiative.
Success.
Failure.
Oh, y'all are on the big map, huh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we've been
It's
looking
not
at.
letting me pull my character under the.
Are you pulling pull from the text, not like the little picture? But hold on, before you do that, I'm gonna put you guys
Uh-oh.
sorry on this map.
And a smaller map.
Is it still not working, Andy?
We changed
you
maps. It
are.
worked. There it goes.
I think I'm this blank 0 on the turn order.
Yeah.
Cedric is also from Grimdune. He would have said the name. It was not Cedric not knowing. It was me not knowing.
Oh, he would have said the name? Okay, I was curious about that. There's a very good chance Zuzu knows about Grimdune. He's from the same area.
Well, then maybe I wouldn't have because I don't want to change like DRP. We can just because if he would have reacted, I don't know if I want to go back that far. You know,
That's fine. I just don't. I mean, he may not have said anything either. He may have just, Cora, did you roll already?
What are we? What's that?
I'm the blank
Choose
one.
the blank 0.
I don't.
There I go.
I didn't see a blank 0, but
I showed up now. I'm a 0.
he said the name of his town earlier. He didn't mention it because he couldn't remember, but it's Grimdune, which is actually pretty close to Jardine. I was pointing out. So you may,
yeah.
you may have heard of it, but anyway, we're not
Yeah,
gonna.
I've heard of it.
We don't need to
I
like.
didn't really-
Yeah, it's not like we don't got a rewind time here. All right, Cedric. So, 5 soldiers chasing you. Didymus walks with a cane. He's not running after you guys, but he did send these 5 men running after you. I'm gonna maybe say, Cedric, your first spell was your turn there. Your mirror image. Actually. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, I've got to roll those too.
Yeah, go ahead and roll those now.
We'll do the shield first.
Okay.
Got it.
Nice. You're adding spell level, right?
No, but that's a 14 then.
Okay. Still got it.
Oof. I lose
Mirror image.
mirror image though. I did have my spell level on that one.
Nice. Okay. Sweet. So you go running along with the rest. I feel like you guys aren't quite to the edge of all the tents yet, but you're getting close. And then there's like maybe a 50-foot stretch, or let's say a 60-foot stretch. So it'd be one dash from the edge of the tents to like the forest. I guess we should use the range bands in the Black Hack book. But I don't remember them. Far away. It's far away. The forest is.
It was 60 feet. You've got it on here somewhere.
Movement and distance. Here we go.
Distances.
Yeah.
60 feet is far away.
The forest is distant from here, and I'm gonna say the edge of the tents is like nearby. Zuzu, you're running as well. Are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna make sure to wait behind Dante and Cora, or not be. I mean, like in between them and our pursuers.
Okay. And then other than that, just run for now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like that formation.
Yeah, so they take a shot. Yeah, and that puts what, Areti and Zuzu kind of in the back.
Yeah.
So Areti, you said you were kind of putting yourself between them too?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. So the rifle shots come raining in. These are all HD3 merchant police.
Dope.
Let's divide them up here.
We can take him.
So Zuzu, 3 of them shoot at you, and 2 of them shoot at Areti, and just a kind of hail of gunfire. Like you hear the rapid fire shots, all their rifles going off as they kind of run, all stop, take a stance, shoot, and then keep running.
So these are strength checks, right?
Defense from ranged.
That's dexterity,
Or just
right?
sorry, dex from range. My bad. Yes.
Do I make 1 or 2 rolls?
You make 2, and Zuzu will make 3. And if they're higher level than you add the difference. I don't know if anybody's level 2 still.
Yeah, I am. And that was a natural 22.
Oof.
All right. $2d4 on Areti. Ooh, so you get critted.
Looks like.
Were we doing... I can't remember. Were we doubling dice or doubling the score? The roll?
God damn it.
I feel like we usually
fuck.
double the dice.
Yeah, we usually do. I think that was my preference anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, 11 damage on that crit.
That is going to break one of my armor die.
The second one hits you. For 5.
I'll take that.
Zuzu, you take 2 of the hits.
Yep.
Oh, right. I have a +1 chest plate. How does that factor into the rolls again?
It just gives like -1 to your defense rolls.
Okay, so I do flat rolls against it. It doesn't help me any, but
Mm-hmm.
good to know.
2 different hits of 4 damage. You feel hot, piercing
I'll just take it. Yeah.
in your shoulder and back as the 2 bullets kind of graze you. All right, and that puts you guys at the edge of the tents now. There's just like an open stretch of sand between you and the edge of the thick jungle. Cora, do you want to cast a spell?
Yeah, I do. So she's gonna see this going on, see them getting hit, these guys are getting shot at, and we're all doing a very bad job. It's very obvious that it's too early in the morning. So she's just like, all right, I can hold them. And she turns around and she's like, not today, Didymus. And I want to cast Hold Person. This is, and I can I just do, will it paste it? If I hit that button, will it say the information? So I can do a group. I think it's up to 4.
Okay, if you hit the little dice button, next to any of the things in your sheet, it just drops that information into the chat.
Yeah, that's what I did, but it didn't go.
Did it do a pop up or something?
I don't know. My Roll20 has been weird.
You have it in the spells section?
Yes.
Let's see. Did it give you an error? No, weird. It's just not working. It might be because you don't. You might have to put something in the macro part, like just a 1 or something. Let's see. It might be a weird code thing. There you go. Yeah, that fixed it.
Did it roll?
And then it'll give you a pop up if you hit it.
Well, it did that before.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, but thank you.
There you go. So you rolled an 18 versus 14.
Ugh.
and lose the spell, unfortunately.
Dang.
Range 180 feet, that's really far. So yeah, you'll be able to get Didymus if that's who you're going for, though he's not really chasing you.
Well, I can hold 4 of up to 1d4 individuals. Does that just mean 1? The dice roll, does that mean 1?
It means you
Or is
roll
it-
every time you cast the spell.
Okay, so if I can 1d4 individuals in a group are targeted, I can't target a group? Because I was just going to go like all the guys that I was going to try to, but I failed, so I guess it doesn't matter, or?
You still get to use the spell.
Oh,
The
okay.
spells work automatically. You just roll to see if you can cast it again, which you now cannot.
Okay.
In this case, so yeah, you have to take out some of the OSE jargon to get to the meat of the spell. But basically, you can either cast it on one person, and you can hold them for a lot longer, a lot easier, or 4 people. But they have to be human-like, and they can't be like super strong. These guys would probably be okay. Undead or
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Like all these guys that are actually hurting us
So roll 1
are the ones that want to hold.
1d4, and so that could be the macro on your character sheet in the macro slot for that spell.
Oh, cool.
For the future use, but for now you can just roll 1d4
Okay.
and see how many you're able to affect.
Shit.
Just 1. So yeah.
Ugh. All right. Well, I would still want to do it.
Yeah, sure. Of course. The
Whoever did the
closest
worst,
one?
most damage. Yeah, I guess so. The closest one makes more sense.
Since they're chasing you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You hold him. He like freezes, I feel like mid-step because it's magical. He's almost like gravity's almost defied. He's like just on his toe, you know? Like mid-run.
And she seems like frustrated with herself. That did not go like she's not having a good morning.
All right. So you hold him. And you
I hold him.
keep running. Dante, do you want to do anything while you're running? Any spells or anything? Or attacks?
He might try like wildly shooting his bow back at these guys as cover fire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have you do it at disadvantage if you were running. Only because I wouldn't do this in a normal battle, but since it's more of a chase sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, your end, it just flies wildly behind you and hits the sand.
Perfect.
And Reddy, are you doing anything other than running?
I don't think there really is anything I can do but run.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep pounding the pavement and keep sprinting.
All right, roll another turn order, y'all. Real quick here. You've got one basically dash between you and the jungle at this point. If you don't attack or do anything, you'll make it
Oh
there this
hell
turn.
yeah! We all fucking hell yeah!
Nice. Oops, I deleted some people, but everybody got a 1. Nice. So you all just run for the forest. If there's anything else you want to do before you hit the edge of the forest, any spells or anything else you want to try, you can. If not, you all just make the tree line and keep running.
I think Cedric would, as we close the tree line, he would take his staff and cast back, and all the limbs would like dunk, 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 dunk of all the trees would start bending over and like making a wall to cover our retreat.
Oh,
Just the trees.
are you using your control plants?
Control plants.
Nice. I forgot about that. Holy shit. The trees like bend over and just like kind of swat them away in large, brushes of, huge limbs. Basically using them like rakes, just like swiping back and forth at these people running in. It doesn't like hurt them, but yeah, it keeps them from being able to like kind of get in the edge of the woods. And I think it's going to give you guys a clear advantage. I think everybody though should make a strength check to see how long you can keep the running up if you can get away. But due to that tree stunt, I'll give everybody advantage on their strength.
Dope.
More than half of you made it. I'll let Zuzu's failure make up for, or rather, crit make up for the other 2 that failed. But yeah, I was just looking for 50% success there or more.
Yeah, they're like in front of me too, so I kind of like, I would definitely have waited for Cedric. Like, come on, I wasn't just gonna run off first. So I see him and Dante slip in front of me, and I kind of drag him up.
Yeah, scoop him up out of the sand and keep running.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty soon, yeah, you guys are in just the shady, wet still mostly sand-floored jungle. Birds and animals cawing all around you. But it seems like the soldiers at least gave up for now, and you've made it far enough to like catch your breath. And, like, you all stop just in like thick vines and canopy, literally, just little beams of sunlight here and there. It's so shady in here, and just movement all around you, whether it's insects or birds or plants or whatever. The place is buzzing in the morning sunlight, and you all stop and just catch your breath.
Hot damn, Cedric. That was something.
Well, I'll be the first to admit there are some things magic can do that just your own two hands can't.
I don't think yours. I give all the credit to the staff. It's quite extraordinary, really.
Well, the staff didn't make 5 of you.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's true.
Did it? I don't know. Did the staff make 5 of you? Or did you do that?
No, that's a little something I conjured up in my spare time. Quite nice, isn't it? I've expanded our party in one fell swoop.
Well, there's
Did you
nobody I'd rather
teach
have
me?
5 more of.
Well, you've got
Okay.
us.
Nifty trick. I'd love to learn it from you someday.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be happy to talk about the intricacies. The most interesting thing about the spell, actually, is that there's a somatic component.
And he kind of starts going into a.
Let's take a
entirely-
little bit to get our strength back, but we gotta keep moving. It's either we hunker down and try to hide in the brush, or we keep the journey going on. And I, for one, am for the latter.
I'd like to push forward during the day as well.
Oh, definitely.
I think we should put some distance between us and the men with guns.
Yeah, speaking of that, Cora, before we
Yes.
set off into the jungle, is there any way I could
Oh, absolutely.
A little-
Yeah, I meant to do that right
help
away.
here?
Yeah, I will heal you. Cure light wounds is the spell.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm doing that,
Nice. 6.
and I keep it. Is that what that means, right?
Yeah, you normally ignore the disadvantage unless it's, you have disadvantage. So just 2 versus 14. That's a success. You keep the spell. You heal 6 HP.
Yeah, and she touches you, and she only ever has healed Dante. He's the only other person, so you also feel this warm, glowing, like golden ray of sunshine, taters and gravy kind of feeling for 6 points.
Thank you, Cora. Thank you. I'll make sure to wake me up tomorrow morning.
Same. Maybe you should be waking me up. Now, something I gotta tell y'all, something I gotta do when we get to Ark City, I gotta find a church. I gotta say some prayers. Is that gonna be okay? It won't take long, or just somewhere I can worship.
Without a doubt.
We
Cora,
should be
without
able
a
to
doubt.
make time for it, yeah.
So who here knows Arc City? Dante, you're from here, right?
Yep, Dante's from Ark City.
All right.
Oh shit.
I don't know how much you would want to tell Cora, but I'll just give you a quick whisper.
Okay.
Ninja message, ninja note.
It won't take long, I promise. I just, I've got to just take a moment. Just when we get there, it doesn't have to be first, but
By all means, if your faith is very important to you, I think we can all respect that.
just got to straighten some things out.
Yes, we kill people.
Dante's still catching his breath.
Yeah, I think Cedric would actually be like,
Please, my lovelies, let us know which way to go.
and blow them kind of up in the air, and he would want them to go up at the tree line and scout out and kind of see if they see what's the best way to go.
So is there like 100 of them things when you do that mirror thing?
Yeah, that's so cool. They're all of us do it. There's this whole thing of ladybugs. He's like,
Oh, to be honest, I'd never done it before. Quite extraordinary.
really cool. Yeah, when we get to Arc City, it'll be fine. You can find somewhere to pray and say a blessing and all that.
I don't have to be anything fancy. I just need a proper place to get my mind right.
Yeah.
You know this, Dante? Have you been to Arc City?
Yeah, I kind of grew up there.
A native. That'll be good.
Yeah. There's someone I really want to get back to there, and it's an interesting town nonetheless. But I'm sure there's plenty of places you could set up to pray. Yeah, we should be fine.
Well, I mean, there's a church. There's churches there, right? I mean, it's a holy place, surely. Somebody worships the old gods.
There's kind of something like that. It's mostly a lot of boats.
Oh, well, I don't care what shape the building is, but, I never heard your voice get all high like that.
I mean, I've heard it get high, but usually when it's singing.
This is a little different.
He's a tenor, right?
Kind of all over the place. Sometimes I can get kind of bassy. Other times I'll get, tenor and
No,
try to keep it a
alto?
little mellow.
Not a soprano, though, right?
No, I could never hit a soprano. That would be. Ooh,
No, they
Oh,
have to
first.
castrate boys to reach soprano.
ooh.
You ain't castrated, eh? Oh, you know what? That's personal.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, so Arc City. We should probably make our way that direction, huh?
Lead the way.
Out of curiosity, real quick, these churches, they offer sanctuary?
They're places that offer you a good night's rest and a meal. I wouldn't say that let's just say no. No, they don't.
Huh.
Now I feel like you're trying to make your voice deep, so you're not doing that high voice thing.
I'm just
I
kind of giving
sorry
you a
to
heads
interrupt,
up.
but
That,
I personally don't want to get shot again. Do you mind if we move on?
yeah, that's a great idea. It's kind of a place you have to see for yourself.
Well, I'd love getting to know you.
I'm gonna be looking around and getting all squirrely.
So, do you think the ladybugs will have reported back by now?
Sorry, yeah. What did you say you were sending them off to do? I missed that.
I just wanted to send them up above the tree line to see if they could see anything that we should be aware of, or just kind of scout above the tree line.
I see. I think right now, no. They report it's as clear as they can tell, but it's hard to see through the canopy. It's mostly just dense jungle. But I think they say, they don't see anything that seems ominous. Just more jungle.
Do you think Cedric would be allowed to make our path easier with the staff of Command Plant, have the plants and stuff kind of bend out of our way, like the trees and stuff?
I need to read the description of the staff again, to be honest. Which I think
I'll copy and paste it in chat.
Nice. I have it actually bookmarked right here too. All plants, including monsters, in a 10-foot square area, maybe up to 60-foot distant. Commanded to move as the character wishes. The effect lasts as long as the wielder of the staff concentrates. Yeah, so you can't really do anything else while you're doing it, but yeah, I don't see why not. Why you couldn't just bend branches and brush out of your way to make, traveling through the jungle easier. I feel like you reveal accidentally a lot of critters on the jungle floor that run away once the plants move, uncovering them. But it definitely makes your journey a lot easier. It's so viney and, root laden that the roots literally dig into the ground to be level for you, as you walk through.
Yeah, as he's doing this, I think Aredes going to kind of come up behind him. He's like, You can put that stuff right back where it was, right?
It should lose the enchantment as I get out of range, and for the most part, go back into the way it was.
Alright, just making sure. Otherwise, you'd be leaving quite a trail.
Yes, that would be a good point. I hope it's the way I said it was, otherwise, I totally agree.
No, it does. Yeah, I feel like you look behind you and it just like bends back up into its natural state.
Okay, that's acceptable. Could Reddy still be like paying attention to what tracks they are leaving and see if he can like try and cover them in some way beyond the brush being moved by Cedric's magic?
Do you have a plan? How do you plan to do that?
I don't know, because I personally am not well versed in many survival skills, but I'm sure that's a skill that someone who knows how to like not step on. You know what? You're right. It's more like you can't cover it up. You just can't prevent it. You just prevent it in the first place. You raise a good point.
I think that's mostly it, unless you're in like the snow or sand, maybe. But
yeah,
I feel like
that kind of place.
Yeah, a little more gentle right now in general because Cedric's kind of opening the way. I feel like we're probably leaving a lesser trail. We're not breaking any branches or anything. It's just kind of like
I would say so.
Sure. I was hoping to put as minimal an imprint, but
yeah, I mean, we can say like
so much you can do.
If you see a muddy footprint, then like absolutely, like we you lean down and like I don't know, sprinkle some pine needles. I guess there's no pine needles. Sprinkle some crushed up leaf over it, so it looks normal or flat or something. Or try and scoop it with your hand so it just looks flat.
I think that's something that I'm just kind of doing. I don't know if that actually has any effect on our...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you leave a really obvious... you're just being careful to not leave obvious traces. That's great. That makes sense.
Yeah, but that's just something I do.
I love this image of you bending the trees out of everyone's way as you guys walk through the jungle. I think one of your ladybugs comes floating down, Cedric, because you're kind of leading everyone through, and they are trying to alert you to something. Let's say like 10 or so of your ladybugs come down from the canopy. This is probably after you guys have walked for, an hour or so. By the way, there's a little clock down here.
It's 10 o'clock.
Cedric will kind of come out of his trance. Not trance necessarily, but he's like, he was like almost mumbling to himself as he's like waving his hand back and forth, like moving stuff.
Is he just like, being like, and you move, and you move, and then you move?
Right over here and put it down.
And he just kind of, so then as he notices the ladybugs, he kind of stops, and everything kind of droops, the plants that he was getting ready to control.
Yes, my lovelies. What is it?
And he kind of holds his palm out for them to do their little shapes on.
They just give you a little exclamation point.
Halt! I think there's something dangerous up ahead. Is that right? Is it dangerous?
They say no.
Oh.
Speaking that in mind, we should operate under the assumption that those folks back there are going to beat us to Ark City. We don't know what kind of transportation they got.
Perhaps. Is it a good thing up ahead, my lovelies?
They say no again.
It's not dangerous and it's not good.
I think they all face one direction and one of them walks out behind all of them.
Love that band.
Like
so all
the ladybugs like form up in a line facing one direction, and one of them like steps back 3 steps. And then the line kind of closes in, so one ladybug is behind the other ladybugs.
I look behind us?
Yeah, they make an affirmative to that when you start looking that way.
They're gaining on us. Is that right? Is there someone behind us?
They say yes again.
I don't think it's them, though. Remember, they said they weren't dangerous. Is Awa with us?
Awa is with you.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my axe.
Yeah, should we set an ambush?
They're not dangerous. But someone is coming behind us. I think we should, despite the recent shootings, go into this with the assumption that we won't be harmed.
Out of curiosity, how do your bugs know that they ain't dangerous?
Did you say there's something dangerous up ahead, and they're saying no, it's not up ahead, or are they saying no, it's not dangerous?
Let me ask them. Did you hear Cora? And what she said was it dangerous behind, not ahead.
They say no, not dangerous, but
Not dangerous.
but behind. Yes.
Right, but again, how do they know whether it's dangerous or not?
Arati, how does the deer know when it's mating season? How does the owl know how to fly? I don't know these things necessarily, but they are, again, it's a magical creature, something I studied to bring into existence. I don't know how they do what they do exactly.
That was beautiful.
Already, I feel like I want to see you make a wisdom check as you're like looking around.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. Unfortunately, I just ain't the most perceptive folk.
I'm pulling out Jolene.
Is this something I can use my background for as an ex-Rinian soldier skilled in various survival techniques?
Yeah,
Keeping an eye out for what's coming?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Hey!
Nice. I think you notice multiple like crows and ravens up in the trees, not flying, not talking, just watching. Though I think one of them notices that you see it and like even like kind of dips back behind a trunk out of sight. There must be like 12 of them.
I'm counting 12, 13, 12 crows.
Oh, wonder what that's about.
Fuck it. Hey! What's this all about?
None of them answer. They all disappear out of sight. Hide or fly away.
Oh,
Like a few of them fly away. Most of them just hide.
It appears they ain't feeling much like talking.
Peculiar. Crows are always talking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like their signature thing, ain't it?
Kind of.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Crows, strangely, they are an interesting phenomenon. Onward?
Onward.
Yeah, we should probably make pace.
I'm going to keep Jolene out and keep watch.
All right. I like it. So you guys advance a while. You keep hiking throughout the day. It's just hot and sweaty. I mean, it's miserable hiking through the jungle, but at least you have the staff bending the plants out of the way. And pretty soon, I think you come to an area where you notice that the plants are all in rows, and it's all like this same kind of plant, and they're built on these like kind of bamboo and twine built trellises. Like you come upon a field of some sort.
Agriculture. Civilization.
But it's like integrated into the jungle as well, you know?
Probably not Ark City, I presume. I look over at Dante.
I don't see any boats around, so yeah, this seems a little peculiar.
I wager we shouldn't overstay our welcome.
Could I use my trait as a former cult member? Not my trait, but my status as a former cult member. We kind of produced our own food. Would I recognize this form of agriculture or this type of like growing your own food?
Yeah, definitely. They're growing like these kind of small trees that they grow together almost, using these like trellis systems. I think you immediately identify it as mulberries.
Oh, it's mulberry trees. not very good by themselves, but if you add a lot of sugar, not too bad.
Pretty much true for everything.
Yes, when you put it that way, mulberries aren't very good.
Make a intelligence check with advantage for me. Also, Cedric.
Okay.
So smart.
Nice. Yeah, so I think you also know mulberries are the main source of food for silkworms. And you notice these trees are covered in like webs.
Well, that explains the mulberries. Look above you. Silkworms. They can't get enough of mulberries. It's their primary source of sustenance, if I recall correctly.
So this is a silk farm.
Yes, it would appear so.
Never would have suspected something like this out here.
So, I think something stands out as weird to you, Cedric, though, as well. There are like ropes and lines tied up all around these little silk trees, and these like mulberry trees seem purposefully grown to be short, which might just be to be accessible. But you notice a kind of unnecessary rope and lines hung between everything.
Cedric, we're gonna point that out.
Yeah, I think everybody sees it. It probably stands out as weird to everyone.
Do we know of any non-humanoid species that make their living out here in the desert? Whether or not those species are hostile?
Nothing's coming to mind for me.
We might soon.
I was like, holy shit, humans, look, and you see a bunch of people walking down between like the lines of trees towards you. I think you can vaguely see the shape of maybe some shacks and stuff way at the other end of the field, or some sort of infrastructure over there. And you see people walking down the rows between you, but they don't seem to like notice you at all. And then pretty quickly, I think you all notice they're touching the ropes, the lines, and a lot of them are wearing like blindfolds over their eyes, and they just keep walking towards you.
What's the policy on blind labor around these parts?
I'm for it.
Do you think this is some kind of like monkhood, or like they seclude themselves out here in the jungle and they grow silkworm farms and have to do it without laying eyes on it or something?
I don't know. You're the native around these parts.
Should we call out?
Don't spend a lot of
Who
time
these
walking through
people
the
are?
jungles.
They seem harmless enough. I think we should assume the best. Silk farmers, they mean us no harm.
Dante, you've got quite the honeyed tongue. Why don't you?
Speak to them?
I mean, they're getting
Okay,
really
let's
close
try.
now. Like, they're getting in earshot at this point, just walking directly at you. And I think now you can see a lot of them have damaged faces and eyes and scarred bodies, and their clothes are fairly tattered.
Oh, these poor souls.
Hello? Not sure if you can see us, but we are here. We're just lost and making our way out of the jungle. If you could point us in the right direction, we'd be happy to keep moving. Lovely place you have here.
They all stop. There's like, 30 people like walking up towards you in like different rows around you, and they all freeze and look at you. And the closest one, like a tall blonde woman, with, you can see just empty eye sockets and horrid scars across her face, is like, "Who are you? You'll get in trouble for being here. You should run away from here before you never leave." And then you hear like some dogs barking and a whistle blow really loudly from the other side of the field towards the infrastructure. And she's like, "We must get to work. Run now, run."
Well, don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah, say hit the dirt again.
Do you guys like head back into the jungle, across the field? Like I could draw you a basic picture of, I guess, where you came from.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't see anyone.
Cover.
There's really no one like coming after you immediately that you can see.
I think Cedric, all 6 of them or 5 of them, would turn to her like,
Who's keeping you here?
I think your spell's worn off by now. She's just like, I can't talk. I must work. The field is just like a roughly rectangular shaped clearing in the jungle. The way I imagine it. You've been traveling this way, so you came out of the jungle here. And there are just some like lines of these mulberry trees with ropes and guides hanging between them. And you guys are somewhere in the rows. And yeah, I think you can see some like big shack-like buildings, and that like the jungle is kind of cleared away down at that other end of the north end of the field there. I don't think it's actually true north, just north on this map. So you're heading across just kind of an open clearing of the jungle.
I mean, the cover of the jungle seems smart if we could go around. I mean, we got the stick to block the plants if we wanted more protection.
That's true.
That's what Cora would suggest. Like, let's duck back into the jungle and just go around this place. Let's put it on a note to come back here to help these people, though. This doesn't seem right.
Yes, this does seem like something worth looking into. Something nefarious is going on here. I don't think these people are here by their own volition.
The only problem I can see with leaving is that we might not ever be able to describe where this place is or ever get back.
Get your ladybugs to write it down in their little buggy brains. Lead us back here, Cedric. Can they do that? We gotta get out of here. Let's at least hide.
I'm fine with hiding. Let's go into the jungle at least. We can discuss what we want to do. Leaving these people behind would put a sour taste in my mouth.
It's mine as well.
Well, of course it's not right, but I feel like I can't do anything. I've got to get to a church. I've got to set things right. We can come back.
We do have dogs, and we have sense. Just gonna lay that out there. Either we need to hide quickly and get far from here, or make a decision, because
Yeah,
we're being hunted right now. If we tarry here for too long, they're gonna catch up to us. We do not have time to burn.
I think you realize the dogs aren't getting closer.
I can handle the dogs if they get too close. Now they may lead them to us.
But I mean, I feel like at this point you realize they're not getting closer. Like it's just like a dog barking.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, it's kind of like died down a bit.
Well, that was weird.
okay. So is the plan that we're gonna go back into the jungle and skirt the edge of this thing and maybe scout it out while we get past it?
We should definitely scout. There's no reason to just run headlong into somewhere with these people. I mean, they've been through hell.
And there's more than one way to be able to find our way back to these parts. I'm sure whatever silk traders in town would be able to give us a line to follow if we decide we want to do that later.
I want to help them. I'm just not at my best right now, and it just doesn't seem like it's. I don't know.
I mean, okay, yeah. If we want to leave this place, then we should. Let's just leave. No further discussions necessary.
All right, yeah. I think you do, as you are starting to leave, maybe just get a glimpse of like a few people around, like this kind of infrastructure area. I think once you get closer, you can see there's a big long building. It's almost like a barn kind of, but low, like low ceilinged, a warehouse or something, which makes sense for like a farm. But I think you see a couple people milling about around one of the entrances as you head off into the woods away from this place, wearing like these strange kind of metal face masks that like just you can't see their face at all, just their eyes, and like a metal kind of cup on the back of their head too, and then straps that hold it on. I'll draw a picture later of what I'm talking about, but like these just weird kind of nondescript shiny chrome metal masks, and then flowy like silken garments that are just like kind of whitish yellow, like that natural silk color. And they're all kind of like holding spears as well. And I think, Dante, you immediately recognize these uniforms as uniforms of Silk Wardens, who are usually like the guards in Arc City, who work for the Reclaimer, who's like the leader of Arc City.
Ooh, probably a good thing we avoided that. I'm not sure if anybody else could see down there, but those look like guards of the Reclaimer.
Do you think... I mean, are we doing anything wrong? Why should we fear the guardsmen? Do you think they know about... Certainly they don't know about our transgressions from earlier.
I agree, but if we're trespassing on their property, they're probably not going to be very happy about it.
No,
The
but we are
Reclaimer is
still
not the
an-
nicest name.
Now, it does have a certain ring to it.
I would wager Common Eyes shouldn't be laying sight on this place. They know we're here. They're going to hunt us down. And I don't want any more people on my tail for the time being.
I think Cedric would be okay with moving on as long as we made a note to
Yeah,
made
definitely.
it a point to come back here.
Okay, so you guys keep heading deeper into the jungle. It is probably a good idea to avoid it. Oops, wrong map. I'm zoomed way out. I zoom way back in. Okay. So we're probably getting later in the day at this point. You guys travel for a long time. I mean, I feel like you're making incredible time due to the staff. Like, that's a pretty amazing boon to have when traveling through this thick jungle. Hold on 1 second here. Let me make some rolls.
Jungle is definitely the word you want to hear the week after you get a staff of commanding plants.
True. Alright, yeah, so you hike into the jungle for a while. I think you realize pretty soon that you guys are close to, like, the road. You can, like, see the road, you know, the clearing in the forest, like, 50 feet or so ahead of you. You're kind of heading roughly the same direction as the road, but, you know, at a bit of an angle, so you're gonna come across it.
I was lucky. If this is the road I think it is, this should lead us to Arc City. We might want to be careful though, because if the merchant guard is patrolling, we might run into some company too.
Yeah, do you guys want to travel the road or travel the jungle alongside the road?
I'm more preferable to the jungle at this moment.
Okay, let's stay, so many paces inside and just kind of follow the road. So we have, a way to duck and hide if we hear anybody coming up the road or anything.
All right, yeah. Are you gonna keep using the jungle bending staff as you do this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cedric is just like,
Okay. I think it would be pretty visible from the road. But the road is fairly twisty, so not that far away, I suppose.
Cedric might be a little more like, I mean, he's not. It's not sneaky. I'm not even. But he might be like gently moving the stuff. Like, okay, now we're being sneaky, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference. But he's like, okay, well, if we're gonna, I'll try not to be as violent as I was when I first was just throwing stuff out of the way.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you don't have much left to travel. It's getting close to the end of the day. And you're getting close to the other side of the jungle now, just based on Dante probably having made this journey in the past. And I think at this point, well, I don't know, is anyone out front or like scouting ahead, or who's keeping watch here?
I think I'm still keeping at the rear, but
I'll be at the
Dante's-
front then. If Ferretti wants to be at the rear, I'll be going ahead.
So Zuzu, I think if you are checking the road every once in a while, you see pretty far up ahead, a couple minutes up ahead, it looks like a caravan is coming. It's gonna like pass you guys.
I call out to everybody and tell them to stop and kind of hold up and hunker low. Tell Cedric to put everything back to where it is. Just wait it to go by. Wait for it to go by.
All right, you're just gonna let it go by.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, they go by. It seems like a few wagons, possibly some sort of Goldborn caravan, or something. It's like really ornately decorated. These few wagons, they have like some nice paint jobs. They have some interesting tapestries like hung on their wagons. The kind of like, I guess these are more like coaches, right? They're like enclosed as well. But the driver sits outside, and the drivers are very nicely dressed, like professional servants or something. And I think one thing that catches your eye, Cora, is there is a symbol of Saint Argos, the father, on one of the tabards, hanging like off of over each of the coaches in this little caravan. There's probably like 3 coaches, and then also like a cart with a horse at the back, like just toting supplies.
Well, they got churches.
Yeah, it's like a little reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know why your voice was all high. There's some right there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a church.
So, go ahead.
nah, it's not important. Go ahead.
So soon you emerge at the other side of the jungle after a long, hard day of travel and some weird kind of run-ins. You see, just dunes stretched out before you. And even from the edge of the jungle, you can see the beginnings of the boats that just kind of dot the sides of the dunes. Most of them are like smaller, fishing boat sized up to big sailboat sized, but they're, completely decayed or just like rotted away. Most of them just the skeleton of a boat. And as you start hiking up the dunes and like crest the first peak, you can kind of see down into a bowl, in between a bunch of dunes, like a kind of diluvian, drainage or something. And you can see that the ships just get bigger and in better tact. And at the very center of it, on top of a large dune, you can see just the most massive boat you've ever seen in your life. Sitting atop the dune with like the big tip of the boat sticking out in the air like it's about to tip forward over a wave. And you can see the dots of people as the sun is setting and, casting those long orange shadows across like the dunes. You can just see the little dots on the horizon that are people moving all around the base of the arc. And amongst the other boats all around it as well. Torches, starting to be lit as the sun goes down. Dotting, twinkling on the sides of the dunes.
I've heard stories about Ark City. But those words seem to fail in comparison to seeing the real thing with your own 2 eyes.
like I said, you have to see it to really understand it. Kind of magnificent.
The Earth is a much more terrible and wonderful place than I imagined.
This is home. At least for me.
Let's hope they give us a might warmer welcome than we've received in recent times.
Well, you see that boat down kind of over there as he points down into this bowl of boats everywhere. That is Lorindel's place. We could find a place to sleep there most likely. Or at least a little help.
Where's the boat you grew up in, Dante?
That's the one. It was an interesting way to grow up. When your mother's kind of a bar wench, you know, you grow up in quite a noisy atmosphere.
I would imagine noisy is one way of describing it.
Oh yeah, rowdy, some drunken brawls from time to time. Pick up a few tricks from people. You also learn what not to do. Hear a lot of stories.
Your mother, is she still here?
Yeah, she still works down there.
Oh, this will be wonderful.
I was like, she works at a bar?
Dante, the more I learn about you, the more I just can't believe some of the similarities. I mean, I wasn't raised by anybody that owned a bar, but oftentimes after that bar brawl, they would come into my old daddy's place and, well, sleep it off. And I learned a few things there too. So everybody's got something to teach you.
Can we see the rim spire from here as well?
No, you cannot. You gotta like hike over a couple dunes to see it.
So, what kind of place did your dad own?
Oh, he was a sheriff.
Oh, I kind of guessed he was like a preacher or something.
Oh no, he was a lawman, and he took it serious. You know, that was the time when doing right, it wasn't like it is now, where everybody's paid off, and the right thing is so different than what somebody's just gonna spend money on to tell you you're gonna decide is right that day. And well, he took it serious, and it's kind of why I'm so steadfast in my beliefs about what's right and wrong. And he taught me a lot. But yeah, we lived in the same house as the jailhouse. It was, you know, we lived in the front, and it was kind of broken apart in the back, and Mama and I'd cook for him, and, you know, got to know a lot of folks that way.
Awa kind of studies you for a second, Cora, and he's like, that explains a lot about you.
Thanks.
You might fit in quite well here in Ark City then. You might be able to handle yourself. That church you were asking about, it's a little further away. It's called the Rim Spire. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
Cora, where are you from?
Hidden Valley.
Like where on the map?
I don't remember. I'm sure Cora knows, but I just haven't thought about it in weeks. I don't think from around here, though. I feel like it was somewhere close to the Solaris, like in the countryside about there.
Oh,
It's a real rural area. Like her family
that's
kind
right.
of like.
Yeah, it was
took-
Solaria. That's right. Okay. You probably are familiar with the Rim Spire. As being a priestess as you are, it may be something you've like forgotten about or had only heard rumor of, but it's apparently like a pilgrimage site for I mean, all worshippers of the old gods, but particularly the father.
Sure.
I don't know if you maybe just... I think you've heard of it, but maybe didn't realize it was, like, around here kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and I also think that when you live in a small town, like, it becomes very insular, like your church, you know? So, like, the things that people find important in your tiny little group are the things that really you learn a lot about. So maybe it's just something that, like, yeah, I feel like maybe it got brought up in some teachings, but, you know, we just really tried to focus on the blessings and compassion and kindness of the mother. But, of course, I heard stories of the father and...
Yeah, it's church is a weird thing sometimes. Wasn't quite sure to tell you, but the Grimspire's not the most devout place whenever you would come to Ark City. It's more like they really want your money.
Well, I intend to pay tithings, and I just need a place to feel something, feel at home or home with somebody. Church has always been that for me.
Yeah, I won't stop you from going, of course. Just giving you a heads up.
Well, I can handle myself. I mean, ruffians or wanting money or whatever they want. It doesn't matter to me. I can handle it. Thank you.
Anytime. Shall we?
Yeah, so probably as night, kind of falls, the winds pick up and the sand starts blowing. Like everything kind of, above the rim line of the dunes that kind of form this bowl where the city is, gets very windy and whipped by sand. So if you don't head down in the town, it's going to get rough.
We shall.
All right, should we, we're not going to play much longer, but should we take a quick break here?
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, can.
Yeah, sure.
Just take a 2 or 3 minute break and we'll play like 30 more minutes.
I'm better. Welcome back.
I'm gonna take a hit, so I might mute myself.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank God. We've been sitting in silence.
I too am here.
Samesies.
We are all back, it sounds like.
I'm here.
All right. Everybody back? Yeah. So you guys head down into Arc City. Are you gonna try and go home first, Dante?
That's definitely where he'd be trying to lead everybody. Now, if we get distracted, who knows?
What is the name of the bar that Lyrandel keeps?
Probably the Sandy Minnow.
Evocative.
I like it. She lives in a little like hovel out back, essentially. Like it's pretty much her house, you know. She just has like a detached sleeping quarters, like around back, kind of. I think there's probably like a little courtyard back behind it, as a lot of, you know, boats have like kind of built little fences and yards and things like that. Courtyards, little walls separate, you know, larger boats and stuff, to kind of make little regions of the city. But most people here, you know, live in the big Arc. Like that's where at least people with money live. So this is kind of like the slums, you know, as it were. But so yeah, it's pretty much nighttime as you, or you know, sunset as you approach the Sandy Minnow. This big old, you know, kind of fishing boat that has been repurposed with nets outside and things like that. You know, just washed up in the sand here, and like I said, kind of a little like adobe wall built around back to make a courtyard of sorts. And it looks like it's open and it's pretty happening. Like people are pouring out the gills of the Sandy Minnow, so to speak. Music is pouring out. People are crowding around the door. People are getting pushed out the door. hanging out, upper windows on the top deck of the ship.
Well, everybody, this is where I grew up.
Cora just lights up. She loves it. She's like dancing a little bit. You know how like older ladies will sometimes like have a little groove of their own going, and she's just like feeling it. She's like, well, this is living. This is alive. I haven't seen something like this. This is wild. And she like smiles at you very warmly. Like she means it with all kindness. Like it does look like a great time.
Well,
Is there a capacity limit? Is there a fire marshal? I mean, it seems quite crowded.
Oh, Cedric, you're so silly.
there's always one person that wants to spoil the party. Don't worry,
Ah.
Cedric. We'll keep you safe.
I don't want to spoil the party. I just want a bit of room to move my elbows.
The confines are part of the charm.
Yes, I didn't mean to complain. It's onward to the party.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get an elbow in the eye, then you're not really having the time of your life now, are you?
I
It's like a
don't
mosh
know
pit in there.
how to answer that.
Maybe watch out for like daggers and dirks and stilettos and little people get weird in bars.
And also, I presume, watch your valuables.
Oh, of course. Might want to do that everywhere you go around here, though. We are in the slummy area, sadly.
Lead the way.
And Dante brushes some sand off of his purple jacket, straightens the collar, and just kind of marches up to the door. I mean, is it even a door?
No, I think it's like a big open hatch at the back of the ship, you know what I mean? With like a walkway up it.
Yeah, and he kind of steps in and like swings his arms out and just kind of like announces his presence. He's like, hello everyone, I've returned. It is me, the dazzling Dante.
I think quite a few people do kind of shout like, hey, Dante! How long has it been since you've been home?
Probably about 6 months.
Yeah, so quite a few people yell it, but not as many as you think, as you'd like hope. Like the roar of the room doesn't give way to the hey Dantes as much as you'd hope. You glance over at the big main bar, and you also don't see Lyrandale back there immediately. There's a few other bartenders working. The place is like absolutely packed. I don't think maybe you've seen it this busy in a long time, Dante. And I think when you notice that not everyone gives way to your hey Dante, you start glancing around and noticing that a lot of these people are junk traders, which also is not common.
Huh. More than usual in here. I guess make yourselves at home. We could find a table. We can go to the bar.
So there is like a big, staircase up to the second level of the ship, and like, the upper deck of the ship where you're actually on top. And there's like tables and bar service up there as well. And I think you guys hear a cheer come from up there, like a big hey from a bunch of people up top.
Oh, someone's having a birthday.
It's not normally this packed in here. Dante would, make his way upstairs to see what the cheering's about.
All right, yeah. So you guys start heading up the big stairs to the upper level. And as you go up, a few people you like say, hey, like, how's it going? Or, like, long time kind of thing. And you get to the top, and you notice most of the people, though, are not people and they're kind of pushing to the top of the stairs. And when you guys get to the top of the stairs, you finally get a view of kind of what's going on up here. There is a woman who is in, like, merchant police armor, and all of, like, the tabard and badges and stuff of the merchant police have been like either crossed out or torn off or altered. She's like wearing the tabard as like a weird headdress with her hair all crazy. She's super dirty, and she's like sitting on one of the tables with a giant like sack in her lap, and people are just crowding in around her, mostly junk traders. And she is grabbing handfuls of coins out of this sack in her lap and like throwing them out among the crowd. And being like, that's right, like gather in! We're all going to Scruta! We'll all be believers! And more junk traders just claw over each other to try and get towards her table at the center of the room that everyone's watching.
Do I recognize this person?
I don't think you do.
Perfect. I love it.
And that's when you see Lyrindil, and she is, just bringing huge handfuls of, drinks, just like an insane. There's actually a thing going around on Reddit right now of a girl picking up like fucking 40 flagons with 2 hands. It's like insane. Or 20 flagons or something. That's what she's doing. She's just got, stacks of flagons, and she's walking them around, and she's mostly bringing them to this person's table. There's a few other like junk traders who are wearing kind of riches and stuff sitting next to her as well. And she starts being like, more drinks for everyone, and she throws another big handful of silver and some jewels and stuff out as well. A pearl necklace goes flying, and someone, knocks someone else over to dive for it.
And then he just kind of walks over to Lyrindil and taps her on the shoulder, kind of sheepishly, like he's a little embarrassed to be back, but
she's like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe it's you. And I think all of you see Lyrindil for the first time, and you realize, I'm gonna throw a little twist in here for you, Dante. You all realize that she is a like reformed elf. She, like, her ears are cut in a grotesque way to be pointed, and her nose is also cut in a kind of a way that makes her look a bit skull-like. And she has a bunch of other scars and stuff carved into her cheeks that make patterns and things. But she's also much older now. Like, a lot of her scars are kind of faded.
How common are elves in Tridia?
They're around. They're fairly common.
Cool.
She is like, you're home. She's like, let me put these down. And she starts like trying to pass beers out. And she's like, you're here. And like just gives you a huge hug. And she's like, I feared the worst. I heard news that you were arrested. Is it true?
Yes. Old Miro. He pulled some strings and had me thrown into what's kind of like a prison in Sarkhan. But I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore.
She's like, well, I'm just glad you're free. I mean, you're home now. And then just then, yelling loudly and just being raucous, the woman on the table is like, bar wench! And he's like, or she's like, I have something for you. And she's like waving a big fat purse full of coins. And she's like, we need more drinks. And she starts just like pushing coins off of the table, and they start clanging all over the floor and rolling around. And much to your dismay, Lyrindil like drops to the floor and starts, chasing coins. And she like pops back up. And she's like, I'm so sorry, my sweet. Can we speak when the rush is over?
Yes, of course. I'll go out back and, I'll meet you there later. The old spot.
She's like, yes, I still have your bed and everything too.
Yes. Yes, I'll meet you back there. Thank you. Enjoy the crowd and do everything you can, make great tips. And
she's already like slipped away, and they're just like shoving more gold at her, and more, junk traders come piling in.
Well, I could use a drink.
I second that motion.
Cora actually wants to look around, and she's like, "Hey, Cedric, let's go do something fun." And I want to see if there's a dartboard around anywhere. She's gonna ask Cedric if he wants to play darts.
Yeah, I'm sure there are games and stuff, but I feel like it's so crowded and the junk traders are so rowdy and just pushing up on everyone. It's like kind of hard to concentrate.
Okay, there's something we could go throw a couple darts at. Cedric maybe needs a little fresh air.
If we go around back, there's a little shanty we've set up that we called home. But yeah, there's, some logs and wood back there that we could throw knives or darts at, or, take some wax at. That's what we used to do as kids to pass the time. Club some rocks around.
How about a couple of us get some drinks and meet you folks out back where it's just a little bit more, well, less rowdy?
That sounds fine with me.
Yeah, sounds great. Let's do it.
Cora will take her hand and like wrap it in Cedric's arm, like arm in arm, like come with me to try and, just in a friendly way, but also to maybe make him sure he's stable with all the, like, so he doesn't get pushed over or something.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys head out to the little back courtyard area, and you get out there, you finally get clear of the craziness happening inside of this boat tavern. And you find like 5, or 6 of the locals, like the regulars. Dante, these are the people like who you really knew, I feel like all crowded around a small fire out here, just trying to get away from what's happening inside. All mostly like older men and women, that come here probably too often for their own good, but are, they're like family.
Looks like you're trying to get away from the the riffraff as well.
You finally get your like validating, like, Dante. They're like all like, oh my god, like I can't believe you're here. Like they're all hugging you and wanting to meet your friends and so forth. Let's just put a name on like a lead figure here. Let's go with just gonna do a little generator here. Avin, 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 like Evan with an A. He's like, the main one who I think you kind of know pretty well. I think maybe he even like dated Lyrandil at one point, but they're just friends. He's just like an older guy who hangs out here. I think maybe was also a soldier at one point in his past. He's kind of a gruff but friendly guy. Avin is your dad. Avin is your dad. And he's like, yeah, trying to escape. That's right. Most of us still come, but we rarely get a seat inside anymore.
Yeah, what is that about? It's so ruckus in there, and there's some woman just throwing money around like it's just so easy to find down here.
Oh, yeah, so you saw her, eh?
Yeah. Who is that?
She's the one that turned the minnow into her church.
Huh. Like, literally, like she's treating it like a church, or or you just that like metaphorically, you mean?
They seem to think it's their temple. It's where they all gather. Captain Sasha is her name. Used to be in the merchant police. Apparently she went to this place that they're all talking about out in the desert. That's where their king's giving away free gold. So she brought it back here, and now she's gathering more to go, but she ain't left. She's just gathering. Zayed won't even come round anymore. He's so fed up with the way that Lyrandil's been handling things. Few other regulars as well.
You mean she's preaching about what's going on at the Grimspire? Or is something else out there now?
Not the Grimspire. Something way out in the desert to the west. You guys have heard of this, right? Already.
Scruta?
Yeah, Scruta.
It's a cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the There was some outside of Sarkhan as well. It's basically a cult of junk traders that's forming. People are saying that there's a new philosopher stone and a philosopher king out in the desert who's giving people money, and it's kind of this new junk trader religion. They're preying on a lot of poor people. It was the meeting you guys, the party you were at the Cat God Temple was kind of a event for this group. I mean, that was more Night Lantern focused, but the Night Lantern seems to be mixed up in all this.
Huh. Do any of you... I don't know. That's odd.
Yeah, well,
But
unfortunately, Lyrandil only is thinking about the coin. Even if it kills her, it drives the rest of us away. But we still come, say hi, grab a few drinks.
yeah, well,
I'm
you
sure
know,
it'll pass eventually. They'll leave.
maybe so. But how have you been, Avin? What's new in the town? I've been gone for so long, and I feel like there's probably so much I've missed.
Well, got me a job finally. So did most of the rest of them too. He like points to the others. You know, they all kind of like, yep, we're all working.
Look at that! I never would have suspected your old bag of bones would get off the stool to get some work done.
Well, it's gonna be hard work, but I think I can do it. Not really sure what to expect.
Mind if I ask what the work is?
Yeah, you might be able to get your own job if you want. My accent's all over the place for this guy. It's, some outfit out of Belsur, the Quarren Antiquary Guild. You didn't hear they, finally got the, Golden Barge open. And you would probably know there is one ship here on the other side of the Ark that is like a relic, this giant golden barge that no one's ever been able to get the doors of it to open, and it hasn't like kind of degraded like the other ships have as well. It's on the way to the Rimspire.
The Golden Barge has been opened.
That's right. Some fellow who leads this guild of antiquarians, Linus or some such. He comes up, he opens it in 2 days. Now they're hiring anyone they can to send him in there. Pull out anything they can. First wave's going in tomorrow, so we're just kind of having a good luck drink.
Oh my. That's big. Sounds like it could be very profitable.
Aye, they're paying good. Better than Little Miss gives away 2 silvers at a time.
How does the Reclaimer feel about... Oh, sorry. Cedric Abadar, hello. Couldn't help it over here. How does the Reclaimer feel about all the changes in the city? Junk traders coming in. Barge being opened.
Well, the junk traders are nothing new. They just haven't pulled this kind of shit in here before, but... Word is he might send Silk Wardens to try and block us from going in tomorrow. But we're ready to fight. We've been hired to do a job. It's not fair, we're the people of this city. It's our Ark. We want to know what's inside. Or rather, it's our barge.
Guess I could certainly understand that.
Interesting. Right.
Aye, good thing they pay up front.
They pay up front.
Well, half up front.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, what kind of bad man would pay somebody before the job's done? But just, you know, if you were like me, you'd just skip town and go live.
Yes, go to the cult, get an armful of gold, and then come by here and get your half pay.
He kind of glances around to make sure no one's close. He's like, well, see, me and Digger, we got a plan. We figure if we're in the first wave, only 4 or 5 guys, we're going to know every guy in there. We think maybe we can just scoop a little something in our pocket. There's bound to be all sorts of gold in there, you know it. It's made out of gold on the outside. Can't imagine what kind of fixtures in the inside I could slip into me pocket.
That is a good point. That is a very good point. Nobody knows what's inside, so there's no inventory of it.
Exactly. I could just say anything I bring out, something I already had with me if they find it, but I'll hide it anyway. We got ways. He, like, unscrews the back of the, like, hilt of the little dagger on his belt, and it's got, like, a little empty compartment. You see a couple coins in it. It's got, like, a hollow hilt.
Ingenious. Always liked you, Evan. I always have. Oh, I should probably introduce you to everyone. Sorry, everybody, I got a little carried away. This is Cora. You just met Cedric, Zuzu, and Areti. Oh, and
yeah, I'm inside
Awa.
though.
Oh, you're still inside?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I'm getting the drinks.
That's right. He does like a howdy do. He's like, if y'all are looking for work, there's work to be had. The antiquarians, they set up a tent. You can go talk to them. He like points, down the road. I think, way down at the end of the road too, you can see like a big circus style tent almost. At least in shape.
yeah. Well, that might be something worth looking into. I mean, Zuzu, you're always talking about, opportunities and treasures.
I'll be the first one to sign up, but it's up to you.
Oh, no, don't. We should talk about this as a group and figure out what we want to do. I know everybody's kind of got what they want to do, and Zuzu, you and our agreement is settled. You've got me home safely. So, I appreciate all of that. From here on out, I don't
Oh,
really know
no,
what to do yet.
it's not about making a decision for me. Now you know my stance. I am willing to explore this golden ark. This is very intriguing to me, but at the same time, I'm sure it will be dangerous if it has been sealed and nobody's been able to open it for this long. Golden barge, so yeah. It is up to you all.
I would like to see inside the barge, all things considered.
All right, I got 6 drinks. I could use someone to help because I've only got one arm and I'm not good at balance.
I was like, I'll take those off your hands.
Who are you? Oh, Awa said. Oh, yeah, just make sure one gets to everybody, all right? Yeah, that woman upstairs just was throwing gold around, so I just took one of them.
I don't blame you.
Hey, it was gonna go into the pockets of your mom, right?
Yes, technically.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was gonna go into our pockets anyway. I saw no harm in it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, what's going on?
Does anybody want to fill him in?
Yeah, run through it from the beginning. I want to hear everything.
We would.
My old friend here, Avin, has told us that they've opened the Golden Barge, which
Right.
is exactly what it sounds like. It's a barge, but it's gold.
All
It's been
right.
sealed forever.
Okay.
And apparently, some group called, it was just on the tip of my tongue. Why can't I think of it now? Oh,
That's a long name.
The Antiquary, Quarian and Antiquary Guild. That's it. They're hiring people to go in and check it out.
Great.
Well, we were just discussing if that's something we would want to do, or if anybody else has other plans. I know Cora wants to get to the church, but it's
From what
kind
I
of
understand,
on
it's
the way
on
to
the way. Right.
Yeah.
The barge is on the way, yes, to the pilgrimage site, yes.
I mean, I'll admit I don't much care for these junk traders. An awfully rowdy bunch, but I wouldn't mind putting a few gold pieces in our pockets before we left town.
Well, they're paying half up front, so we actually don't even have to report for the work. We could just get some gold,
Oh,
or
shit.
some silver, whatever they're paying in, and then that could kind of help fund that idea you had of us, setting out on our own and finding our own little, what you call it? Patriots? No.
Oh, pioneers, right?
Thank you.
Hey, that sounds as good as anything we got right now. We can knock out like 3 different birds with one stone.
But we could also be the group that pioneered going into the Golden Barge. That would make a pretty big name for us.
What, is there supposed to be like ridges inside or anything? I mean, I presume that's why they're sending people in.
It's called the Golden Barge. Kind of.
I bet everyone going in there is going to get themselves killed one way or another. We can do it. Sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna make that decision for. I'd much rather you all tell me where you'd like to go next, because I'm home. This is, this is where I've grown up.
I think at this point, Awa snorts something loudly out of a strange woman's hand, like 10 feet away, and just like laughs so loud, and then kind of just like fades into a crowd, disappears into the darkness.
Perfect.
Hi, Awa.
Well, we don't need to worry about him no more.
I'm willing to go to the barge if y'all want to go to the barge, as long as it's on the up and up. I don't like this idea of promising that we'll do work and then not showing up for the work. That just doesn't seem right to me. It seems like stealing with no real reason for it, and that's just not something that I'm willing to do. But I'll go, and if we do the work, then I'll take the money for it.
I'm with Cora. I'd much rather go into the barge. I mean, the idea that we've come upon this lucky chance in the midst of the desert and we can take advantage of it. I mean, seemed like we did pretty good job delving into a tome previously, so
I'm amenable to that.
It's me as well. Whether we like it or not, money makes the world go round, and we have very little.
Yeah, I kind of spent
Exactly.
all I had.
Oh, how much were the drinks? Please.
No. The what was her? The I don't know who she is. She was throwing around all the money and stuff. I just picked something off the floor from her.
Oh, we figured out her name is Captain Sasha.
Oh, good for her. Real captain. Well, the captain funded our drink expedition, so we're clear.
Cora holds up her drink and says, "To the captain."
To the captain.
To the captain.
All right. Is that where we should fade to black for the night?
I think so.
And probably
Yeah.
in the session, but I want to end it on this note. You all go to sleep in the little hovel. They make room for you to, sleep on the floor or whatever that's kind of built onto the back of the boat. And I think, Dante, you're woken up in the morning by Lyrandil pushing something hard into your chest, like a paper, and you grab it from her hand, and you hear her saying, like, "I knew something was wrong. What the hell did you get yourself into this time?" And you kind of bleary, wake up and look at what it is, and it is a poster with a rough drawing of you and everyone else wearing bone, kind of, bone-looking, skeleton-looking clothing. And it says "Wanted," like real big. And "Dead or Alive, Merchant Police." And a substantial reward. I'm going to say probably like 200 gold.
Each or total?
Total. 20, let's say there's 5 of you, so we'll say 100 gold, I guess. 20 gold each. which is still huge. That's 1,000 silver. And of course, all of you wake up to her like cussing him out, as she slams this flyer into his chest and wakes him up, cussing him out.
Like I said, this is gonna be our ghost.
We're famous.
Infamous. It's almost there.
Lyrandel's like, people saw you here last night. You'll surely get turned in. Hungry for gold. Hungry they are. Wolves. They'll eat you alive. She kind of like glances at the door. She's like, they're probably on their way here already.
There's time to best get a move on, folks. Can't stay here no longer.
She like just looks at Dante. She's like, do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm sorry?
She's like,
it was an accident.
I don't want to run away from my life again. I understand if you have to.
I might have to. That's why I wanted to come back. I wanted to at least, see you one more time and be able to say goodbye at least if I do have to run. I was hoping maybe we could hide here, but...
Everyone knows you're from here. Why wouldn't they look for you here?
Didn't consider it, honestly.
She's like, what can I do to help you get away? To make this go away?
I don't know. We're trying to figure out where we're going next.
I think we should go to the Reclaimer. You know he doesn't honor the merchant police. He does not kowtow to them. He won't let them take you.
Dante kind of turns and looks around the room, pans his whole head, looks everybody deep in the eyes, swallows real hard. I don't know if the Reclaimer's going to want to watch all of us. It might be one of those things that if we go to him, he can only protect me. Is that the best option, Lyrandil?
She kind of glances at everyone else who's, still waking up. And she's like, I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what else to do.
I think you might be right. I think it might be the only way.
She's like, then we go, and we beg an audience, but we go now, before they can catch up to you. Come, come. She starts like motioning to all of you, like, up we go, to the Reclaimer.
This ain't a good idea.
Before anybody else can walk out, Dante puts his hand across the door and looks at the group. You don't have to come with me. If you guys want to find your freedoms and pursue your life, please do. Don't worry about me. I'll find a way out of this. I always do.
Dante, we can protect you.
It's not that I'm worried about. I know you all can. You shouldn't all have to run from my shadows.
We all have our burdens and our past, Dante. Where you go, we go. And that goes for all of us. We go together.
This might not be one that you want to follow along in. I don't know what's going to happen. Normally, I'm pretty certain, 50-50 on what's going to happen. But this one, a little worried.
I don't think going to the Reclaimer's the right choice here, so we pack our bags and run. But one way or another, we stick together, and if you're dead set on going to the Reclaimer, then well, hell, I won't be long behind.
Okay, start
If
packing.
going to the Reclaimer allows us to maybe go into the Ark or go into the Golden Barge.
Didn't he say that he was gonna send his guards to put a stop to that?
Yeah, well, maybe that's because he wants to take over the excavation.
Could be.
Maybe we can convince him to think of us as a team to go in.
I would certainly take his word, preferably over the rest of these junk traders, that's for certain.
And the merchant police. If he's against the merchant police, I like the sound of this guy more and more. Although I know he might be a little dangerous, I can understand why.
As they're conversing, Dante has tried to hide and start following Lyra without them seeing him.
Without the others seeing you?
I feel like that's hard. You're standing in the doorway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
was trying
now
to
you two
include
are
you in
talking
this.
to each other. I think he's kind of stepped out from the doorway a bit, and now he's like...
He's just trying to dip out to talk to her real quick before she goes, kind of thing.
No, I think he's dipping out to follow her to the Reclaimer and hopefully not drag them into this.
I mean, she would probably wait and give you guys time to think about it for at least a minute or talk about it. Because they're going to follow you, obviously, if you go.
Not if they don't know where.
I think they know where. I mean, I think that's where we should end the session. We can pick up next time with you guys talking about if you're going to do it or not,
Mm-hmm.
I think we didn't really do any goals this session because it was an arc beginning. But now I think you guys got a lot of different things you could base your goals on.
I
made goals
feel like I
specifically
definitely
for
got
this.
some goals.
I'm not saying you didn't, but we just didn't talk about goals. So next next time, I feel like you got like a lot of good base. But did anybody get any goals this time?
Oh, for certain, baby.
Nice. I don't know. I'm gonna edit. I will ensure the party's fully stocked. Going to a merchant is not quest worthy. Sorry.
Lame.
I'll make an enemy out of someone. I'm still not sure about that one. I'll take a hit for one of the other party members. I'm gonna start giving half XP because you guys are getting a little too easy with your goals. That's a
I've had that one for like 4 sessions.
I understand that, but again, it's like you took how much damage did you really take? Like, was it hard for you, or did I just roll a damage die once and then you guys slipped away and everything was fine because it was the second thing?
Got lucky. Could have been worse.
I know, true. If I think it was an epic moment and you stepped in for someone who was about to get decapitated, yeah, I would give you 2 XP, but...
You could always choose to keep it rolling.
Yeah, we could.
I guess so.
And escalate it, but if it were me, I would again probably edit that and just say that's not a great goal. It's not like... I don't know why your character would strive for that in character. Unless there was a reason to,
Alright. At least get the first one, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a half for the second one.
Alright, yeah, you know what, that's okay.
I did like that you roleplayed, it's still good that your goals guided you, but I do think those are a little too piecemealed out or too small. Let's see. I've convinced the party to leave Tridia behind. I really liked your attempt on that, and I think it's working.
I don't. It's definitely not completed. That's Well, I was hoping that would make more. Honestly, I thought I did pretty good on that, but it's definitely not achieved.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I like obviously that's when that'll grow. But you made good progress already. It seems like some people are interested. Let's see, Dante. Get back to Arc City with this group before deciding where to go next in life. All right, you've had that one for a while. You guys' journey to Arc City has been pretty rough and long. I think I'll give you 2 XP for that. Are you level 2 still, Dante?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 XP for that. Meet up with Lyrandil when we get to Arc City. I'll give you 1 for that as well. So 3 total for you.
Cool.
Sorry already. I wasn't trying to pick on your goals.
You're picking on my goals.
I liked your Train Dieter moment. That was great. That was very good.
That was the only thing worth any XP.
Good roleplay. Let's see. Cora, find church or place to worship in Arc City. Well, you're on the right path. Use my strength to make a positive impact on the group. See, I like that one, but it's very, again, we will edit goals more next time, but it's a little abstract, I think. Too hard to quantify.
I think so too.
To quantify. But it's like...
I want to physically do something strong to, leave an impression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I will establish my physical dominance over the group.
I don't want to, not over them, but before them, maybe.
Give them all noogies. Develop a plan for a path, or swirlies, actually would be cooler. Develop a plan for a path forward together with the Bone Legion. That's good. You guys started doing that already.
Yeah, that's really the only one that I felt like I was even able to accomplish a little of.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, again, you guys, I still think it's somewhat up in the air what your real next move is, but...
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, just sticking together is kind of what I meant. Are we going to stay together as the Bone Legion after,
Yeah, sure, I'll give you 1 for that. You guys had a good long conversation. I liked that roleplay moment where you all kind of
made a pact.
Yeah, you know what, Adam, I'll give you 1 for yours too, but I want to see it develop more.
Mine what?
You're all convinced the party to leave Tridia behind. Oh, I guess you didn't fully convince him. Yeah.
No, I don't need an experience for that. I don't think it's completed. It made good progress, but that's going to be a little bit more long running, I feel like.
Sure.
You hit 3. You good.
Develop a plan for path forward. Give someone a second chance. Ooh, I like that one. Again, I feel like who's someone though, and why are you giving them a second chance?
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of just playing around with that one. It tucked it in at the end.
Sure, I like it though. Especially, I mean, I think there's people you could slot in there. Let's see, Cedric. I will test my new staff's power. I think you did that pretty well.
I think maybe on that one, but probably nothing else.
One there. Learn more about my staff's origins. Ooh, I really like that as a goal though. That's a good one. I will make a new friend. I will spare a life. All good. Yeah, 1 XP for your staff's power. Good job, everybody. Well, again, hopefully you have some more specific...
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hopefully you'll have more specific ideas for goals next time now that you've come to a new place. There's lots of threads to unravel.
Ooh.
I will convince those present to become a part of my exploration venture. Yeah, you were definitely starting to bark up that tree. Do you think it was XP worthy yet? I mean, again, I gave Cora an XP for that conversation. I think that was a good deep conversation where you guys were kind of trying to figure out what you wanted to do next. And it seems like they do want to maybe try out your Oasis plan, so...
Yeah, I want to leave that up to other people. I don't want to say I deserve a experience for that or anything. If I don't know, I think I kind of got to it ready with exploring runes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one. Yeah, you got a ready to turn. Cora got one kind of for the same conversation as well.
Oh, Already is most certainly still on board for the just leave Tridia, but he is a lot more open to doing other things before that happens for certain.
Mm-hmm.
I'll apologize for my rash decisions. So Dante, you kind of did that too.
Definitely.
Give you an XP for that. I liked the whole what kind of reparations, trying to make rebuild bridges with everyone. That was a nice moment. I won't stand in the way of the group's decision on how to make our next moves and follow through with those decisions. That's good. I feel like that's probably more of a belief. It's not my place to stand in the way of the group's decisions.
Okay. Yep.
I like it.
Good, buddy.
Great job, everybody. Yeah, sorry if it was a little slower session travel, Travel.
No, that was good.
No, it's so fun.
Loved it.
Arc starts are always slow.
Yep. But I feel like a lot unraveled there at the end. I'm really excited to see new goals next time for everything that's going on with the barge and the junk traders and the merchant police and the blah blah blah.
Yeah, I pretty much have a clean slate for goals now. So
yeah, the Rimspire. What else?
Golden Barge.
Yep.
the
Reclaimer.
silk stuff.
Oh, the Silk Farm that you saw. What else?
Hunt down Dieter and kill him.
Or he becomes the big bad guy.
Yeah. There's one other one I was gonna say. Oh no, we said it. The Rimspire. Yeah, like old god pilgrims. All right, good session, everybody.
Yeah, great
I
session.
had
That was
fun.
great.
I loved it.
Ah, fuck.
Me too.
No
Who else leveled up?
Oh.
Oh, I did. Oh, do I have to do the thing?